okay, I've got to do something. So that's what I was doing. But,
right, okay.
so yeah, it was fucking. It was just painful, and yeah, I'd fucking. So we got a PC chair yesterday from Smith's. Not a, not a great one, but one that'll do me for now.
Yes.
So when I'm actually sat at the PC gaming normal or whatever, I can sit at it. I was sat on that most of the day.
More, yeah.
A bit more rigid and whatnot, so. But yeah, fuck, I was hurting last night.
Where did you come from? Fuck my Joe.
For fuck's sake. What's he at? Smarties?
Where did you go? Where did you come from? Fuck my Joe.
Not a fucking clue, man.
You had some Smarties?
Shut the fuck up, traitor!
No.
They may have accepted you, but you're still fucking tainted meat.
I had to
have
accept
a
it.
lot to prove.
Oh, shit off. It's twice I'm on that.
What do you mean you accepted him back?
I haven't accepted him back.
Yes, you have.
No, he's a traitor.
Back on the server.
I called him a traitor from day one. I called him a traitor tonight.
What are you, a fucking bitch?
Until he fucking leaves Greasy Bandits, and you know. Monkey boy.
They need to stop signing people.
Yeah, they've signed Ellie.
No, they haven't. She's just joined the server.
No, she hasn't. She's just joined the server, and she's also got John Setups.
She's got them on YouTube, you know.
Well, that's what I was told anyway. She's only joined the server. It doesn't mean she's a part of the team.
Matt, did you see that TikTok I sent you?
I've not seen any yet. No, I've not been on my phone. I've played forward.
It's nice to be back on the British circuit.
Shut the fuck up, traitor.
You know what's good about this British circuit is, right? They host a lovely media day for the GTs.
Do they really?
You fucking know if you turned up, would you?
Yeah, I would.
Fucking knobhead.
It's raining over there, right?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, no, I'm coming now.
Fucking traitor.
What, literally?
Where is it, baby?
Make me fucking angry.
Have I got waffles? Waffles, thank you, baby. Lovely, thank you.
Matt,
Yeah!
do I have permission to punch this cunt in the face?
Which one are you on about?
You! Traitor!
Need a long arm from down there.
You went off with them for a season, and look how shit you became.
Yeah, I know. What do you
You
expect?
got beaten by a spactard and a fucking girl.
Yeah, well, so did everybody else.
Could be worse, you nearly lost to fucking Dean Wasocki. That would have been embarrassing.
He needs to turn up first.
Imagine that in one night, losing to DJ Phil, Ellie, and Lee. I'd retire.
And, yeah, I would just give up racing altogether.
I would. I'd put it all up for sale. There you go.
Well, I expect it tonight.
I'd be straight round. Yep, cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
Show me us out now. Like,
Why is Dean
I don't
racing?
want you back in the team.
Is Dean racing, you silly sausage?
I have
might
votes
make his
of
10
appearance?
minutes.
for every championship that I have, is every vote that I get to decide if you're in the team or not.
How many you got?
10.
Did we not tell him the stipulation? You can join back if your team's with Dean Wasocki for a season.
You won't sign Dean.
No, we are not having Dean anywhere near us. It's bad enough we let this fucking ball bag here.
Hey, he might be teaming with Sutty.
Yes.
Monkey. Mike's let
When did Sutty come all this?
Sutty in because he don't pay for the survey.
What?
Yeah. Or at least that's at least.
No. This is out. Right, that's how I'm making my own team. I'm
Yeah.
even SimPlay Racing.
No. I'll start in 3 minutes. I'll watch them after, maybe.
I'm leaving SimPlay Racing, Matt.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. I'm making my own team.
What are you going to call it?
Simply better.
Simply better bandits.
Simply better. Not so greasy.
Not so greasy bandits. Ah. No, buddy. Love you. See you in the morning. There's mum.
Fucking. I thought we all met at fucking Donington as well, you fucking.
Love you too, dude. Did you do me a favour? Turn them lights out. Just
I breathe the same air as you.
Yeah.
dude.
What's wrong with that?
Just. Now you're sharing it with them.
Imagine if you have a pro-am team of these greasy bandits.
What did you say, Matt?
So then imagine if you had a pro-am team to beat greasy bandits.
Yeah, but the only pro-am drivers that we seem to have are wank.
Monkey Boy getting Bentley.
Monkey Boy is not going back into SimPlay racing.
Getting Bentley. Either way.
Fuck off.
Either way, getting Bentley.
No, don't get in the Bentley.
Bentley's quality.
Bentley's wank.
No.
Yeah, watch the TikTok I sent you, Matt. You're gonna be disgusted. It's funny.
Oh, I am eating in a minute.
Don't be sick.
It'll make you sick.
No,
It'll
buddy,
make you
love
sick. Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Actually,
God, I got a big... No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
oh, that Yu-Gi-Oh thing you sent me this morning, by the way. That was just fucking stupid.
That was broken.
Oh my god.
Don't want to play against Dual Links with him.
Fucking Jesus Christ, that was stupid, man.
Oh, God, funny. Fucking traitor.
It's a good series, that, on telly. You've watched it.
Yeah, BBC.
Shut up, you cunt. I wonder if Richie Michelle has changed his colours.
If he has, that's probably why he's down the fucking order. Oh, he's not sat at that time. No, he hasn't. He's running the normal ones.
Ha!
Oh, look, Monkey Boy's behind Ellie.
I was wondering what I would say, yeah. Fuck's sake. Got no fans. I'll give you some. Whoa, Philip, what are you doing?
For fuck's
Sake. Phil.
Oh, you're shit. You're so shit. Oh, God. You're the worst monkey boy ever.
It's always one.
Yeah, you.
Look at him getting on Ellie down the straight.
Sorry, say that again.
Look at you getting on Ellie. Yeah. We get to see
maybe
it
stay
on
with-
6
maybe-
round this track next year.
Maybe you should stay at Greasy Bandits. Then maybe you might get some driving techniques from a girl.
Why, is she signed?
She's in the server.
Is she?
She is.
No.
I don't get that. Why would you have a team server and just invite any random cunt?
I
Because
mean,
he
we're
wants
it
to
now,
grow
aren't we?
it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
See, so you're part of Greasy Bandits then.
I know John was hoping sign us a few seasons back. Though.
Hoping to what?
Sign us a few seasons back.
I don't sign for anyone.
You sign for yourself?
Yeah. I'm running my own team next season anyway.
My God, Monkey Boy's 7 times quicker.
I feel like I've outgrown SimPlay racing now, and I need to spread my wings. And fly like an eagle. Do you know what I mean, Monkey Boy? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
him.
don't you? Yeah,
Spread
yeah.
Fly.
He spread his wings and flew to fucking Greasy Bandits.
Yeah. He wanted to
clipped,
spread his
didn't I?
week and get better. He ended up getting worse.
I got him clipped.
You've gone shit. Fly like an eagle.
Graham was meant to be racing today, but he had to decline.
Why?
He painted his missus has gone private or solo on her hairdressing business.
Fucking gay.
She's got her own studio. She's made him decorate it all today. He says I'm still going to get painted it while the stream's on tonight. Who's got twat written across their forehead?
Hold on. No, you can fucking wait, missus.
You fucking stay there, it's Donnie at SimPlay.
I would say Monkey Boy knows this track quite well, but to be fair, he ends up hiding in the pits because he's bumboyed someone from there.
He doesn't
sneak himself.
He doesn't fucking turn up.
That's GT's.
What are we against it?
That's some sort of GT.
Left me hanging for half a day before I get a text message. Shocking.
you go, mate? Where are you? I'm in the cafe.
Yeah. You come in, monkey. Where are you? Let me know where you
I
are.
should have left you on a goose chase, shouldn't I?
I was proper waiting all day for you and everything. Bonus is I got my 10 that day.
Yeah.
Wow. Highlights.
Oh,
First
yeah.
world problems there.
Met Jess Hawkins. Got my 10.
Had a cheeky wank while meeting Jess Hawkins.
She did it.
Ooh.
You fucking wish.
Yep.
Monkey was too busy sucking somebody off in the pit lane.
Got to turn up first to do that. And then I'm that nice. I met him at the touring car meeting. I was like, oh, save you a spot, monkey, in the queue for the pit lane. Don't fucking worry, pal. Nice guy, mate.
Who are we talking about?
Me.
No, you didn't get that. Fuck.
Okay, I got 17th. You slow down.
I will. I'm going to get nosebleed.
And you're still slower than Ellie.
John's on the gravel, look.
Who's in the gravel?
John.
What's new there?
Fuck's sake. I love the fact Richie Michelle messaged me asking, is the Lamborghini good round here? Yet him and Mirko are at the top.
Yep.
Like, oh my god. Who's that in that Mercedes? That's the green one, isn't it? So that is Darren Bell. Fuck me, he nearly dropped it big time in turn 1.
Is he racing tonight? Jesus.
Yeah. You're gonna have to share the track with him. Careful with turn 1.
And the party.
Yeah.
He's Matt's new favourite driver.
Did you see John Andrews last night on DJ Phil?
No.
Oh my god.
Oh, is that might be the ticket DJ first put in.
Yeah, sends it at the hairpin. Literally uses DJ Phil as a brake.
Oh, that's full-blown Plato manoeuvres. Yes, I love
I
that.
love that.
That was straight in the side door.
I got used as a brake by Spunky. Race 1, I think. Behind Kelly. Kelly just got the drive-through. And I was just sat behind Kelly, letting him get into the pit.
No, there's a wall there. Bang. Ouch.
Two drivers actually ended up, you know, being quite close to one another most of the night, didn't they, Matt?
Oh.
Skunky and old Gaza.
Yeah. I noticed Skunky's comment last night about being tapped around by the same driver. And I was like, is that aimed at Gary? Because I know Gary tapped him around race 2.
Yes. It is aimed at Gary. I ended up messaging him. I said, to be honest, mate. He's like, I know he's your mate. I don't want to say nothing. And I was like, we'll just say who it is. You know. He's like, Gary Leach. And I was like, to be fair, mate, he doesn't get much practice. He's very much a family man these days. And he was a good driver when he was on Project Cars. Now he's wank. But he probably didn't even realise. So he was like, oh, okay, no worries then. But still, an apology would have been nice. I wouldn't give a shit otherwise if he just said sorry.
Finish your burger and then it comes box. Ali's gone 12, finding her feet.
Still quicker than Monkey. That's all we care
It's only
about.
practice. It's only practice.
Yeah, that's a good attitude, that.
Mate, your best performances are in practice. After that, you just go shit.
Also valid point.
Look, the top 13 are separated by a second. You're not in it.
I don't care.
Oh, Richie Michel's just gone quicker.
You are 1.5 off the pace. What are you doing?
Just messing with you.
Clouden has done a 26 something in this fucking car. Get it sorted.
Good luck to him.
Fuck it.
Actually, good
I
point.
don't even.
I
I don't
don't
even
even
know
26,
why.
but yeah, where will he finish tomorrow?
I don't even know why I'm saying this. I really don't. I don't know why I'm saying this. I don't know what I'm saying. You fucking traitor. You know, why am I aiding a greasy bandit's cunt?
Just save your breath, will you?
I mean, you're everything I despise, man.
Thanks. Please, I've made somebody happy.
Cunt. Do you know what I mean, Tony?
Yeah,
Right, I'm going to start the comms box. Monkey, best of luck.
that's why you've got no
Bye.
friends.
Go in your fucking pie with your greasy fucking gay man. Recovery. Fucking traitor.
I want to open the ticket fountain.
Oh, I can't even look at him on my screen. Fucking ape.
Oh dear, John Andrews. Oh dear.
What? Oh,
That is the ticket detail. Phil's put in, yeah. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, I did see it. He kept missing fucking braking zones and everything.
Oh dear, man.
He was all over the shot.
Yeah, that's bad.
And I thought John Goudet was meant to be, you know, teaching him and training him.
Hell of a job. Hell of a job from the boy.
I didn't realise how far into the fucking gravel they went.
They're nearly in the car park by the fucking Donington Park Farmhouse campsite.
He somehow managed to miss Darren Bell.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Or is that a coincidence?
Well, probably a bit of both, but why?
No, he's already... Yeah, but if you look at it,
Yeah,
he's behind Darren Bell.
yeah.
He then suddenly appears on the right hand side, nowhere near Darren Bell, and then, you know,
7/10 of a second he is behind Phil. Fuck me, seriously. And that's a big bit of runoff down there.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Jesus.
Anyway, there we go. Richie Michel's on a 26.7.
Oh no, my shoes!
It's broken! Broken! Anti-stall!
It's off. Fuck! Right. We're going to go live in 5, 4. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SimPlay Motorsport here for the season finale of the Pro-Am Championship. 12 weeks of racing are now coming to an end. It's been a fantastic season of battles from everybody out there on the track. What a championship it has been, especially if you are Richie Michelle and the Team Richie course team. They have been absolutely fantastic. And just what a championship it's been. We end here at the Donington Park Grand Prix circuit, home of SimPlay Racing, or SimPlay Motorsport, should I say. With the SimPlay straight and everything. It's a beautiful track. Obviously, our adopted home, our original home is the Daytona Road Course, but we don't have that, sadly, on this platform. I'm Matthew Duffy, joined in the box by Dan Davis for the final time this season. Dan, what a championship it's been. It's been really, really good this season, hasn't it, from the Pro-Am boys?
Yeah, I would say it's been great behind Richie Michelle, to be honest. He's been quite dominant this season, I would say, especially in the mid-season. He's been very the man to beat, and no one's really been able to get near him. But other than that, we've had some brilliant racing throughout the season. It's been interesting as well, with no real rain threatening this season as well, which is a big shock considering we're in the winter months. Yeah, just another phenomenal season and another championship that the Lamborghini takes home. I think that's 3 seasons straight now that the Lamborghini has at least taken one championship in either category.
Yes, it is a phenomenal championship, phenomenal season. Hopefully you can all hear me now. Hopefully that is
you're a bit quiet.
Better. Yeah, just changed the settings. Didn't realise I was on the mic. I know the problem. There was apparently an echo, and I could play the PlayStation with my eldest son today, and that is why. I'm just going to turn Dan up because Dan's apparently quiet, and then I'm just going to adjust my mic level. And hopefully now that should be a little bit better and a little bit louder for you all to hear. Hopefully the echo has gone. Echo is on Matt's comm, so hopefully that's gone and sorted. Mike, I do believe I know the problem and I've rectified the problem, so that should all be good now. But like Dan says, it's been a fantastic season of racing and a fantastic bit of drama we've had. No more so, Dan, than these final couple of weeks with Ellie coming back into the forefront of the racing. That's put the cat amongst the pigeons, so to say, amongst the front runners of Pro-Am.
Yeah, not just the front runners of Pro-Am, but also for the boys in Pro as well, because we know that pace that she had in 2 rounds, we thought obviously she must have really liked Suzuka, but it turns out she was very competitive at Alton Park as well. So I think at this rate, she's looking like she's getting automatic promotion straight up to Pro just due to that pace. Yeah, she's just come in every race that she's entered, she's not lost. She's won every single race so far. And here at Donington Park, she is a little bit off the pace, but once again, she could be hiding more raw pace underneath that.
She could be indeed. Sorry, PM's just saying that's better, so we've got you sorted. There, apparently Dan was a little quiet with everything sorted now. It is raw pace, and it's going to be interesting to see what she can deliver in the Pro Series next season. That is for sure. We should have out there on the grid at the moment 23 cars. There's 2 drivers yet to be out there. I'm not seeing Ian Best, who is one.
Lando Norris is probably the other one.
And Lando Norris, I believe, is the other one, who is on a Race 1 ban, so we'll have to serve that. Obviously, in Race 1 he was able to join the practice lobby, but has decided not to for this evening. Practice is over as Monkey Boy enters into the pit lane. Here is Darren Bell, who was on an invalid lap time, and we get ready to go on the grid, Dan, for the final time this evening. The GT4 penultimate time. Apologies, yes, we've got the race coming up a little later on. GT4s was fantastic last night. It's going to be a great night tonight. Obviously a little harder to overtake. We know that the British circuits always provide a bit of drama. I think bar Silverstone, they're all tight, not as tight as Alton Park, but a bit trickier to overtake than a normal circuit. And this is where drivers now have got to be a bit patient, find an opening here, because none of these corners, apart from maybe the hairpins, are corners you can really send up the inside.
Well, if you actually look at the option of British circuits that's available on Assetto Corsa, we've got Silverstone, Snetterton, Donington, Brands Hatch and Autumn Park, and in that actual order, I believe is the hardest in overtaking. Obviously, Silverstone, there's loads of opportunities to overtake around there. Then it's probably it's the next easiest to overtake on. Obviously, Turn 1 is very a great opportunity, as is other parts of the circuit as well. But also, Donington Park is in that mid-range where you really do, I think here you need to have a car advantage or a momentum advantage. If you don't have that, then it's still going to be quite tricky. And I think also the weather also plays a massive part here at Donington. If it's wet, then racing and overtaking is much, much easier. But Brands and Autumn Park is, I think, a level playing field. Are both really difficult to overtake. Possibly Brands the easier one, just due to the nature of Turn 1. And I think, well, I can't remember what the hairpin is, but Druids. I think it's, yeah, Druids. I think those two are really only, but at Autumn Park is literally just follow the leader. I can't even think, maybe one chicane is probably doable, but that's about it. But I would say this is probably the mid of the five that's the trickiest to race on. GT4s, brilliant. Easy to race in GT4s. Opportunity, as many people saw last night. But I think for these guys, it's yeah, for the GT3s, it's definitely going to be interesting. Like as they go down the Craner curves, this is a circuit or part of the lap where you can't really overtake. I mean, you can do it. It's like I'm really struggling with corner names. Silverstone, fast right-hander, old Turn 1, Turn 1. Cops, that's it. Cops, you don't really try and overtake there, but it can be done. And same with the Craner curves. Possibly up towards McLean's is another great opportunity to go up the inside. Usually the cars will end up running wide. Why at Donington Park won't it let me select drive? So Stephen Millington has ended up in the pit lane, and that's a glitch that seems to really affect a lot of the drivers, sadly. So Old Sim Racing, Gary Clarble as well. So Old Sim Racer, good luck, says Tibbs. So Gary Clarble is going round, but Old Sim Racer ended up in pit lane. But yeah, Matt, it should be an interesting night's worth of racing here.
It should be indeed. The grid order then, obviously, with 4 drivers missing the start. DJ Phil again not taken to the start, not sure why, neither did Playerman. But for the final time, the grid order on your screen. Ian Best not here, so it will be Darren Bell on pole position. The second row should be that of Jamie and Michael. Obviously, all drivers bumped up a position at the moment until we then get to Ellie, who is P5. She'll start P4. DJ Phil should have been P6. He now won't be. It will be Rob Smith who'll be running behind Ellie alongside Monkey Boy. Then it'll be that of Playerman and Mirko Ritchie, one half of the Constructors' Champions. With them it is then Sam and Robert Ramsell as they come towards the end. Then it will be Luke Saunders and Stephen Millington. Stephen Millington is in the pit, so he sadly won't be there. Then it'll be Gary Clarble, who's also in the pit. No, he's not, sorry, Paul Williams alongside him. Before John Gooday and Justin Winter. But then Steve Beck and Robert Smith alongside them too. And then we've got Richie Michelle and Old Sim Racer alongside each other at the back of the grid. But Old Sim Racer's in the pit, so a bit of a glitch for the final time this evening, this season on the reverse grid as the drivers come towards the end. Ellie's had to dramatically slow down there, and this has caused a bit of a gap, Dan, on the grid order. Jamie's been teleported to the pit lane, and all of a sudden the grid order is really out of whack. Darren Bell's got to wait a bit longer than normal. It's green and go. I don't think Darren Bell's got the greatest of starts here as Michael's already going to the inside. Look a little further down though in the midfield as that is Mirko Ritchie who spins Rob Smith round and gets caught up, and now Michael's also tapped round that of Darren Bell, and it's Ellie who takes the lead of this race, followed by Monkey Boy. And I bet Dan's got a bit of a grin on his face at the moment seeing this happening down the Craner curves. They come for the first time this evening. That then is Sam who's running up in P3. Heck of a start from Sam already, but it's Ellie from Monkey from Sam. Then it's Gary Clarble, John Gooday hassling the back of Gary Clarble down as they come up towards McLean's. Crucial to get a good run up here. We've seen Matt Neal try to do what John Gooday tried to do there, and that's a late move up the inside as the corner sort of widens before tightening.
I actually didn't see the start of that race as I was changing my camera. I don't have my spare keyboard with me no longer, but Ellie leading this race, and Darren Bell is not moving from turn number 1. He's actually left the session, so Darren Bell already gone. And obviously with one of the new rules that stated in, if you do leave the end of the season, you will carry a qualifying ban going into the start of the new season.
John Goody gets a horrible run, sorry Dan, through the chicane there as he caught up to the back of Gary Clarball. Robert Ramsell's now having a look up the inside in towards the Melbourne hairpin, but can't get the run. John Goody gets through and he's managing to stay ahead. Ellie, though, has lost the lead to Monkey Boy here, Dan. So Monkey Boy's got in front early in this race, and now Sam's putting Ellie under some pressure through the final corner. Sam gets up the inside of Ellie. Gary Clarball's now attacking the back of her as well. They're going side by side down the start straight.
Watch out for that Porsche, because it is very mighty around here. Probably the heaviest bopped around this circuit as well. So the Porsche already looking to give Ellie a hard time. No real long straights for it to lose its straight line advantage. And Sam now clearing Ellie. And Ellie's got not just to worry about Monkey Boy, but try and clear the BMW. I think Ellie's on the back foot here. She's struggling here at Donington Park.
Massively so. And John Goody's got a heck of a run down the crane of curves. Monkey Boy starting to pull a gap from Sam. And John Goody there, as we saw Luke Saunders in the background, have a massive twitch. And Justin Winter now getting the run up the inside towards McLean. Through this little kink you go before hitting the brakes. Winter turns in, and Luke Saunders is still there, and Steve Becks gets out of shape, taps Luke Saunders, and Steve Beck round facing the wrong way.
Richie Michelle has been caught up with that, as is Paul Williams.
Paul Williams backwards as well.
Yeah, so as Steve Beck went spinning round, he then caught Richie Michelle. Richie Michelle had a moment, and then Paul Williams came off the worst out of the entire lot.
Read the chat.
I would cheer Monkey Boy if he wasn't a traitor this season. As John Gooday's attacking, Gary Clarball was, we have to forget the SimPlay Racing moments at the minute, but John Gooday upper positioning and catches Gary Clarball out there just at the Melbourne hairpin as they head towards Goddard's. But John Gooday seems to outpace in this Mercedes-Benz, and it's definitely...
He says, sorry Dan, he says he loves this circuit. This and Kyle Ormery are his two favourite circuits. And he said he learnt a lot
fastest lap of the race.
He has set the fast lap of the race. He said he learnt a lot from the Pro-Am season you did in the Audi back on the PS4 days around this circuit. He learnt a lot from you. He's gone a little deep there through that of turn 1. You definitely didn't teach him that. And now through Hollywood Day Cup, as down towards the craners, look at this. Gooday, Clarball, Ramsell, Mercedes, Porsche, Ferrari in towards the old hairpin. That Mercedes of John Gooday, bore that little deep moment at turn 1. He looks absolutely planted at the moment.
Ellie's attacking Sam, so Sam obviously trying to defend the inside as they head up towards McLean's, but Ellie's looking to come back at him, but Monkey Boy now needs to start extending that gap as best he possibly can. I might take everything back if he actually manages to win a race tonight, or even at least stay on the podium, but Ellie now is starting to become a little bit under pressure now from John Gooday as well. She wants to try and clear that BMW, but Sam, throughout the end of this season, has been driving brilliantly in that BMW, and he's now kind of trying to keep back the one driver that's not lost a race this season since he's entered, and at the minute she is breathing down his neck.
And I tell you what, Sam kind of had a mid-season slump in that BM, didn't he? As Robert Ramsell's looking for a send it up the inside of Gary Clarball. That could be a heck of a manoeuvre into Melbourne hairpin. Great job done from him. But Sam had a bit of a mid-season slump, didn't he? He had a great start to the season. It kind of dipped a little bit. As we drop down the order, Richie Michelle is on the back of Luke Saunders, Robert Smith is also on the back of Mirko Ritchie with Rob Smith. And then further down, DJ Phil has got past Playerman. Steve Beck is on the back of
Monkey Boy, fastest lap of the race. Woo! Chill out, boy.
I think somebody gave him a bit of off-air motivation before tonight's races. He's 1.6 in the lead of this one, and it is Monkey Boy from that of Sam, from Ellie, your top 3. But Ellie, Dan, as we ride on board with her, is hassling the back of this BMW at this moment in time. And what a time for Ellie, for Monkey Boy, should I say. Not won a race all season. He's had a bit of a disappointing season in that Mercedes, but he's going great guns as Ellie off the throttle, on the brakes a little earlier as they come up towards McLean's. This is a problem with Donington, Dan. These corners just kind of, they don't look like you can get enough up the inside to get alongside. And like you said in free practice, core advantage could be key around here.
The Ferrari seems to be struggling around here. I've had a few discussions, especially with some of the pro drivers, and the Ferrari does not seem to like the curbs at all. Same with the issues that they had at Alton Park. So the Ferrari might be a little bit hampered here. It likes a nice smooth circuit, so when you come to the British circuits, Sam's made a slight mistake going to the chicane, but he defends the inside brilliantly, and Ellie's going to try and release the brakes. Max Verstappen but runs very wide and ain't able to hold him off, as Sam is now trying to find the defensive notebook that Kelly Davis has ever written for a long time, and he's trying to use every trick in that book just to keep the Ferrari behind him. And he's pitting.
Yeah, he's going for the undercut there. Robert Ramsell also comes in. I'm surprised at this.
That's a bad move.
Mike Matthews said in testing in the week, Dan, that the undercut was strong, so we'll find out now how strong it is.
Matter.
No, I
matter.
agree. He had track position. I agree with you. He had track position.
He has given Ellie clean air.
And the worst thing is he's also given John Gooday that space to go, because Ellie's pace we know can be pro pace, and John Gooday can now go with her.
Sam's already been dropped and gone.
Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Monkey Boy kicking up a lot.
That was quick. Robert Ramsell was right behind him. He's been and gone.
Okay, good stop. Good stop, Sam. Where is he? He's ahead of Paul Williams. Robert Ramsell's got 3 cars behind him. What's the gap, Sam? I tell you what, Dan, you look at that track map, Sam's got a pretty good gap ahead of him out there.
Yeah, he's got quite lucky there, if I'm honest. Very lucky. It's very easy to end up dropping into a middle bit of a scrap, but Ellie's now going to be trying to focus on Monkey Boy. If I was Monkey Boy, I'd just extend the stint. If you're out in front, you want to extend it for as long as you possibly can to see what is happening around you, and then basically play it on what's happening with the gaps and stuff. But
473, that is Jamie, who I've just heard off. We're watching the fighter player, man. Just heard a car off. Exeter McLean's, that's Jamie in the gravel, well out the way. So that's one that Sam's not really had to clear, and Robert Ramsell and Jamie make contact.
And Robert Ramsell there, he's like, again, that's the issue. Jamie's hit Richie Michelle. Wow. Jamie has hit Richie Michelle as returning back onto the track, and Richie Michelle has got more damage on the front end of his car.
Yeah, that's
so
huge.
He's just repaired that. This is Gary Klarball's great chance to come in and stop, but I think that Sam may have given Ellie the great opportunity to be released and chase Monkey Boy.
The gap was 2 seconds as Sam pitted at the line. A lap later, Ellie's within 0.7 of a second of Monkey Boy. So the only thing that you can say for Sam that's going to save Sam here is if she struggles to get past Monkey Boy and Monkey Boy holds Ellie up, that could be Sam's saving grace here. But like you say, Sam's released Ellie with a fire in her eyes to get onto the back of Monkey Boy here. And yeah, this is going to be interesting. And you can tell she's got some pace in that Ferrari, because not only is she close up to Monkey Boy, John hasn't gone with her. So that's proving that is her pace.
Yeah, so what Monkey Boy needs to do now is, one, not look at his mirrors continuously, because that's the easiest thing to do, just stare in your mirrors the whole time. And he's done that already by going deep into the chicane. But he needs to make that Mercedes as wide as possible, and Ellie then had to check up and touch the brakes because she had such a good run, and Monkey Boy's having such a terrible run that he ended up going wide. But if I was Monkey Boy right now, I'd be reacting a lap later to what Ellie does. Yeah. Make her pit first and then come in after.
Yeah, I agree at this moment in time.
He's pitting?
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Strange angle out the final corner. Yeah, that's either a dummy or he's messed up his exit of the corner there. Ellie's getting out the dirty air and having a look. Sorry, go on.
In this scenario right now, obviously Ellie's now caught Monkey Boy. If Ellie had been smart, she would have pitted and obviously got that clean air once again. But Sam at this stage has now realised they're now fighting.
Yeah.
So yeah, his strategy went from poor to now possibly a great opportunity as Monkey Boy.
Him, isn't it? That's the thing, is for Sam. And the bonus for Sam was he had Steve Beck and Paul Williams, 2 other drivers from the FBR stable, just behind him, meaning that Sam could say to them guys, look, don't attack me, I'm on for a podium here, you guys have still got a pit. Gary Klarball is on the back of Robert Ramsell after the pits as well, but Ellie at the moment 2/10 off the back of Monkey Boy. She is really pushing around the circuit.
Yeah, but who are they dragging along? It is Monkey Boy aiding the fellow Greasy Bandits driver of John Gooday, who's just onto the back of them. You know, team boss, owner, he's now caught onto the back of him thanks to Monkey Boy holding up the Ferrari. And Sam at this stage has got to hope that no one gets in his way, and he's got clean air. There has been a car off just ahead. That, I believe, is Jamie once again.
Yeah, he's just pitted.
As long as he...
Yellow flag 663, that's Michael. Michael's got huge damage.
He's got damage. Has he been involved with Jamie? Possibly so. Ellie, what does she do? She stays out. These three are staying out, so they're going to be holding each other up, and this is going to play right into Sam's hands right now.
Return to the pit lane there, Dan, and this is playing in Sam's hands because now John Gooday's come to play. And just want to say as well, points are up for grabs. But the problem for John at the minute, yes, he wants Drivers' Championship points. He's a bit off the back of Winter, whereas Winter can try and finish inside that top 5. Greasy Bandits are also in a fight with Forever Forward and Team Tom and Cam Racing for the top 4 in the championship. Roadrunner Bandits, well, they would have been in a fight with Team FBR, but they've lost Aaron Bell now. So what does John do? Does John let Monkey Boy stay out in front? Obviously Team Boss, I don't think he's going to play that Team Boss card and try and get a good result for himself. At the minute, it's a great thing for the Bandits Racing. It's a 1-3 at the moment. But Ellie has set fastest lap, and she is now, and I think we're seeing the nature of Donington Park here, aren't we? She's got close, but hasn't really looked like she's going to pass Monkey Boy at this stage.
I mean, he had one moment where he went through this chicane, and he's just got to make sure he doesn't take too many track limits. This is the key. He doesn't need to go flying through there. He can go at his own pace, make sure he stays within limits. As long as he gets a good exit and defends Melbourne, then he's fine. But that Mercedes has got enough grunt to stay ahead of the Ferrari, as John Goudet now is on the back of Ellie.
He'll be
once again, he's
Sorry, go on.
He needs to pit. Sorry, John Goudet needs to pit now, I think.
I think so. The other thing that Monkey Boy needs as well is he needs John Goudet to really put pressure onto Ellie, but that's not going to happen. Ellie's in the pits. Back down to Gary Clawball, though. He has lost a bit of time to Robert Ramsell over this lap. Mirko Ritchie's on the back of Luke Saunders, who's yet to pit. Richie Michelle within a second of Old Sim Race a bit. I wonder if Old Sim Race is going to pull away to that damage he's got. Playerman at the moment, then he's 4/10 off the back of Millington. No, he's not.
Ellie's gone green and leaving pit lane. Sam's coming down the straight now. Where is Ellie? Is she off the limiter?
She's off the limiter now.
Yes, she is.
Sam's going to do it. Sam's going to do it. Later on the brakes, that bit more momentum out the pit lane. Sam's done it, and the gap's pretty much as it was, Dan. So fair play to Sam. But you was right. If Ellie got past Monkey Boy, or Monkey Boy had pitted early, she'd be leading this race, because Sam now has got to do what he left off with earlier in the race.
Yeah, so all that negated now. Ellie did gain the advantage, but then obviously due to the fact that Monkey Boy staying out and Ellie being held up, it is basically brought them back together. Now, Monkey Boy, this should help him also. With these two now starting to fight, they'll have to have the option to pit or not.
They will have the option to pit, and these two are squabbling quite a bit. Ellie tries to get the run on him out of Coppice down the SimPlay straight. She looks side by side. She's now going to have a look up the inside in towards the Fogarty S's then, and it's not going to work there for her. And through the S's they go, down towards the Melbourne hairpin. Monkey Boy and John Goudet in. They probably could have squeezed an extra lap at her. Maybe not, actually. That would have been tight for them two. The only other driver to pit is Luke Saunders at this stage of the race. But what a start to this race it has been. What a start to the night it has been so far as well. A real good intense battle. Monkey Boy is dropped and is away, as is John Goudet. Now has this little fight helped John Goudet out. John Gooday's jumped Monkey Boy in the pits, and they've both been jumped by that of Sam and Ellie. So the pit stops have gone horribly wrong for Monkey Boy. John Goudet not so bad, he stays in that P3, but it's gone horribly wrong for Monkey Boy. He loses the lead of this race.
I don't know how they can get that so wrong unless they've missed the box. That's the only thing I can think of. But Ellie and Sam now fighting for a race win, while John Goudet is in the top 3, but behind Monkey Boy. So Monkey Boy had a sure-end win, and he's just let it go somehow in the pits.
I'm not sure, because Ellie's outlap from the pit lane wouldn't have been great. Stuck behind Sam for all this time. They nearly make contact. Ellie's now going to have a look up the inside in towards Coppice. Sam turns in, has to give Ellie the room, uses the exit. They're side by side out of Coppice. Down the SimPlay straight they come. Sam versus Ellie, on with 5.5 minutes left to go in this race.
Robert Ramsell's attacking Monkey Boy.
Fight as Sam comes into the chicane, manages to stay in front. Robert Ramsell's now attacking Monkey Boy around the outside, and I assume Monkey Boy will hold on to that one. Yes, he will indeed. But we've got some fights here as Ramsell gets a heck of an exit out of the Fogarty S's up the inside towards the Melbourne hairpin. And is he going to have a go? No, he's not. He tucks back in behind. Monkey Boy goes deep though.
Sam's defending heavily though from Ellie. She's going around the outside into Goddard, but she can't get the job done there. She's going to try and get a better exit, and Sam just holds the apex, platoing it, making sure she can't get a good exit, and he's going to have to defend turn 1 as Monkey Boy still staying ahead of Robert Ramsell. Ellie's going to send it up the inside, but thinks better of it and goes back to the outside.
Yeah, thinks better of it there. How they've not made contact is beyond me. Luke
Oh
Saunders,
no, Sam's dropped it!
Dan, Luke Saunders has missed the pit lane. Sam's dropped it on the exit of Redgate. So where's that? That's Redgate, Hollywood. Here comes Monkey Boy. Here comes Ramsell. So Monkey Boy somehow now back on the podium. John Gooday's running in a P2, but Monkey Boy now has got Robert Ramsell right up the rear end, and this could be Ellie, who is still going to be undefeated in all the races she's participated in at the minute.
I don't know if there was any slight contact. I do not know. I don't think there was. I think Sam just got a bit of Larry on the loud pedal, and around he goes. Fat bloke in the chat, absolutely gutted and furious, like just, really no. And such a shame. Ellie tapped Sam apparently. Ellie tapped him.
Right, so Ellie did make contact, so that's interesting. And all John Gooday's got to do is probably stay within 5 to 10 seconds of Ellie in this race if a ticket was to be submitted. Robert Ramsell's had a problem, Dan. He's got huge damage. He's dropped behind that of Justin Winter, and he's got huge damage. I think that must
be McLean's. It's got to be McLean's.
Running on the exit curb, having a snap on the rear, straight across the track into the wall. Luke Saunders, though, Dan, did not do his pit stop. That's going to hurt him.
I'm gonna have to have a look back at Ellie's footage and just see if she did make slight contact.
Look at this! Robert Ramsell's slow. Sorry, Dan. Robert Ramsell's so slow. Luke Saunders has gone deep at Melbourne. Mirko Ritchie's gone deep at Melbourne. Old Sim Racer and Richie Michelle have come to say thank you, Mama, for the carrots. But now Mirko and Old Sim Racer side by side, coming up towards Goddard's. With 3 minutes left in this race, Mirko Ritchie holds the inside line, and somehow none of them 5 have made contact. Unreal at the moment. Robert Ramsell into the pit lane.
There's no contact. There was no contact. Ellie never touched him.
There we go then.
I'm on board with her. There is no contact. She lifted. Just as Sam was having his moment, he'd gone all on his own. There is no actual contact.
Well, there we go then. So no contact from what Dan can see. The Fat bloke in the chat, sorry, saying that there was contact.
Fat boy.
Fat bloke, they're all the same. But it is some great racing. This is what Donington Park brings us as Old Sim Racer now on the back of Mirko Ritchie. John Gooday, if anything's, brought that gap down under 2 seconds. Sam still within a second of Monkey Boy. That's for a podium. But Luke Saunders, what's he cost him here in this race? Will probably be P19, depending on Robert Ramsell. At the moment, Mirko Ritchie defending for his life from Old Sim Racer, who could get, Dan, second in the championship tonight. We know Dennis Hansen.
Yeah, indeed. And Dennis Hansen, not here, sadly, but Richie Michelle got major damage as well on his car, and he's just been trying to survive. Old Sim Racer there, and I'm sorry, Fat Bloke, but I've just watched the replay, and I've been on board with her replay multiple times and tried to see every angle. She makes no contact. She lifts as well. She makes a slight lift, which doesn't allow her to make contact. If I saw contact, I would openly say that there was, but I cannot see any form of touch whatsoever. To me, it looks like he dropped it all on his own.
It'll be interesting to see if anything comes in.
Fat boy, no carrot munching boy here. My old mucker. Oh God, Fat bloke, do you know what? I've got my highlight of the season. I can't wait for it later.
Right, you'll have to tell me what it is.
I don't think you were here. I think you were rushed off to the hospital.
Oh, was it the hospital? Right, okay, fair enough.
I got my highlight of the season.
Fair enough there. Wall was watching Sam stream, and it looked like she did. Fat boy, no carrot munching boy here. My old mucker, apologies, Fat bloke. Bindit says Rob's Auto. I assume that's Robert Ramsell in the chat, who is still in the pit lane. Matt Wright saying pit lane starts at P9. Let's go, old boy. Well, I take my hat off to Ellie. Well avoided, good game.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll end up saving the replay, because I can then show for the guys to see that there was no contact. Yeah, she done really well actually to avoid hitting the rear of him, if anything. So yeah, it just looked like Sam just got a bit too heavy on the loud pedal from that perspective. But again, the way this works, I mean, they're both Xbox as well, so they should be fairly decent at, you know, comparing to one another.
Good between the two as well, Dan.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. But Ellie, meanwhile, is on her way to be undefeated once again. Hides the performance in practice, but John Goudet has kept her honest.
Yeah, fair play to John. He's had some pace today, and you know that could bode well for Clouden tomorrow night. We've not seen this Mercedes look very good. I think this is probably the best we've seen the Mercedes look all season, especially in the Pro-Am hands. Michael, the 663, running slow. I don't know if that's damage still to his car, but he's just trundling around with it at the moment. This is the fight, though.
I think he's waiting to be lapped, I think.
Fair enough. I think this is the fight, though, between Old Sim Racer and Mirko Ricci. As Old Sim Racer's looking to tuck underneath on the exit of Coppice. Down the SimPlay straight. He's not got enough of a run along the inside. Now comes to the inside of the chicane. That's going to be a tight line on the entry for the pair of them. Mirko Ricci has to straight line that. That's going to be a horrid run out. But we have to turn back to the race leader. Ellie is going to take another race win and another fastest lap. She's not won the race and taken fastest lap. John Goudet second place, with Monkey Boy going to hang on in there for third. Great podium for him. Sam P4, Gary Clarball P5, Robert Smith P6. Justin Winter's going to come out the final corner for a P7. Mirko Ricci is going to hang on in there for P8. Not sure what's happened to Old Sim Racer. Old Sim Racer's got ahead of him, sorry. So Old Sim Racer P8, Mirko P9, Luke Saunders crosses the line 10th, but a big penalty to his name. Then it'll be Stephen Millington, Paul Williams, sorry. Then Richie's Michelle, who's already in the pit lane. Why is Richie Michelle in the pit lane?
No idea.
Well, he's dropping down the order here, so he's not crossed the line there, Dan.
No, he hasn't. He's going to finish at the back, I think. Robert Ramsell will just get him at the end. I think, because Robert Ramsell carried on. No, Robert Ramsell continued on another lap.
Yeah, but he's a lap down, look, because Michael's already finished. Player man's done. Here comes DJ Phil.
Yeah, no, Robert Ramsell passed Michael because Michael waited. Robert Ramsell's still on track. He's at Melbourne Hairpin.
I think it would have updated, though, through the sector times. Not too sure, but we'll see anyway. Let's have a look.
Unless he's multiple laps down.
I think he was in the pits for a very long time. Here comes Robert Ramsell. Towards the line for him. And P19 it's going to be. I'm just wondering, is Richie Michelle's car revving like mad? I go back to when we did, Robert Ramsell P19. It's not, no. I was going to say, I go back to when we did the PS5 event. You remember this time last year, Dan? The Mutts Nuts had an engine failure, if you remember. And it ended up just putting him back in the pit lane.
I don't think it was that. I don't know if he's gone into pit lane thinking, I've got damage.
Yeah.
What?
We need to say something when we come back in race 2 about Sam from the FBR shakedown on Sunday in the pit lane whilst in a race. We will mention...
His massive gut has stopped him there, according to Fat Bloke. But yeah.
We will mention something funny about Sam that happened on the Sunday shakedown out on the FBR server. But race 1 done and dusted. We'll be back in a few moments' time. I'm going to mention quality of the Sam when he span coming out the final corner into the pit lane on Sunday. So DJ Phil in the end 15th, Richie Michelle 17th, Mirko 9th, Paul Williams 10th, Beck 12th, Sam 4th, Rob Smith's no, that's Robert. Rob Smith 13th, Old Sim Racer 8th, Robert Smith 6th, Monkey Boy 3rd, Winter 7th, Goudet 2nd, Luke Saunders 16th, Gary Clarball 5th, Michael 18th.
Make the car without boxes and for the people new. What?
Robert Ramsell 19th. Stephen Millington 11th. Boom, done.
Green light, go, go, go.
And stays on track to slow people. What?
Jamie, what were you doing?
This Mirko Richie guy does piss me off at times. He chats complete bollocks.
Saunders from disqualification, but what did you do this race? Did you drink? Tech leader's just messaged me. Why did I have a 130-second time penalty? What did I miss? Your pit stop. Right, back in a sec. Oh, what a crazy start to the morning.
fucking, I didn't realise Sam was going to take that, so, you know. He's like, Bon and Cam should be banned. I'm going, what? What do you want about?
Yes, massive gap between it. Oh, you even put the end on. Right. Okay. 5, 4. Welcome back into SimPlay Motorsport here for the first qualifying of the evening. And for the final time of this season, the qualifying will take place here at Donington Park. Robert Ramsey is the first man out on track. Still no Darren Bell back in. Still no Ian Best. And no Lando Norris. In this qualifying session, but down after an exciting and exhilarating first race here today. Obviously, we know a lot of the championship has been decided by Richie Michelle and the Team Richie Corsa drivers. Plenty of places, though, up in store and up for grabs this evening. The likes of Old Sim Racer and Robert Smith both move ahead of Dennis Hansen into second and third place. Justin Winter moves up to fifth. Steve Beck is now sixth. John Gooday is seventh. He's also fighting for a top 5 spot. With Gary Clarble in 8th. Paul Williams 9th with Steve Millington 10th. Sam's up to 11th with Luke Saunders. Robert Ramsell, Lando Norris, Mirko Ritchie, Playerman, Monkey Boy, Casper Olin, Brian Craig, Francisco, Rob Smith, Ellie moving up to 22nd ahead of Kieran Argent. Then it's DJ Phil tied with him. Michael, Cranky Duckhead, Fat Bloke, Jamie, Darren Bell, the Jackal, Matthew Hicks, Graham, Ian Best, Dean Vigas, Lucas and Dean Wisocki. And in that Constructors' Championship again, places up for grabs in the Stage 2 Motorsport boys will be looking for their second place to be confirmed. I believe it is confirmed now. Not quite yet, mathematically not quite. But Team Richie Corsa lead from Stage 2 Motorsport from Team Dane Train, Cam Racing, Team Tom, Greasy Bandits, Forever Forward, Team FBR, Roadrunner Bandits, McLaren Racing, Team Mello, Naval Racing Team 2, Speedy Gonzalez, Wind Up Motorsport and the Greasy Bandits Junior. Someone said we need an Xbox versus PlayStation thing. I've done it. Xbox have won the championship by they are 5,143 points clear of PlayStation drivers. That has been won a long time ago. Ferrari obviously won the Manufacturers' Championship a long time ago. Ginetta still second in that Manufacturers' Championship, so fantastic to see. A lot of stuff happening in the Discord at the moment. Good evening to Peaceful Stepdad as well. Robert Ramsell, though, down at the moment. Provisional pole comes round for his second flying lap of the session. And let's see, does he improve? He does, back to the top of the timing screens.
Yeah, a lot of drama going on in the Discord, and I don't quite understand why there's so much drama. It's for a race that was very good and dramatic, and firstly, to the top 2 was clean. I'm not sure why there's such drama, but either way, the 2 Cam Racing boys are at the top of the session at the minute. But yeah, it's looking like it's going to be an interesting one for the final race here tonight. Richie Michelle were a bit on the back foot after that first race, but everyone really close to one another. The top 10 all the way down to Paul Williams, 6/10 separating them at this stage. So anyone at this moment can take pole as Richie Michelle crosses the line and goes and does a 27.1. So yeah, that extends the gap a little bit more.
Yeah, just a little bit more. Here comes Monkey Boy, who doesn't improve. So clearly that one lap pace isn't there for Monkey Boy compared to the race pace we saw earlier. Eddie's on an invalid lap just in front here as Luke Saunders moves up to P8. What about Michael in the Nissan? What's he going to do tonight? That is P18 and doesn't set a valid lap time. The 63 of Old Sim Racer moves up to P12 as the 501 of Robert Ramsell coming back through. Good evening to Benny in the chat who says, good day everyone, favourite commentary team, hope you guys in the box are doing well. Very well, thank you Benny, hope yourself is well as well. Mike Matthews saying that drivers just need to get the tickets, and if they have issues, deal with it in the right way. Let the stewards deal with it more with the more reckless drivers. And this is the point. This is what the ticket system is there for. It is there for you guys to put the tickets in and for incidents to be looked at, whether they are small or big. They are for us to look at the end of the day. As Sam comes towards the line now, 7/10 off the pole, moves up to P3 within half a second.
Stephen Millington gets within 2/10 of Richie Michelle. So once again, the Ferrari of Stephen Millington showing that they've got pace here, both Ramsell and Millington. And Millington has really had the edge over his teammate for most of the season. But Robert Ramsell really looking like he's coming to his own. I'm not sure what's going on with Millington's wheels. He's got green on them for this round.
Who?
But Stephen Millington, he's still got his coloured liveries, but his wheels are green,
Fair
like
enough.
a horrid green. But either way, it is what it is. The ticket system is there for a reason. Our stewards are there to try and look into the incidences and try and sort it out as best we possibly can. Enough of us have got enough racing experience now that we kind of know what we're looking at. As Ellie goes fastest with a 26.9. Looking at now at pro pace once again, from what I was seeing from the pros, we're looking into the mid 26s to the low 26s. I'll be amazed if we get into the 25s, but at the minute, Ellie setting the pace. Can anyone else get near that? That is the question.
I don't know, you guys have got clear conditions. Can we point out a full GT3 dry season in December?
Yeah.
Now, we go to Donington Park religiously every year for the touring cars. Dan, you've been several times. Always rains in April, just as it's coming spring. We're approaching winter.
Yeah.
Winter's technically at the end of this month, next at the weekend, in fact, and yet it's not rained all season. And Pro looks sunny tomorrow, so bonkers championship this season.
Yeah, it's definitely been an interesting one nonetheless, and it's dry throughout most of the season. Would have been nice to have a bit of wet weather here and there. I was looking for a bit of wet weather as well. Obviously, for my season, it's not ideal, but yeah, it's definitely a weird winter season. There should have been more wet weather, as Richie Michelle now does a 26.7. He goes faster once again. So once again, Elliot and Michelle are going for pole position here. And we'll see.
Gary Clawball jumps up to P4 in the Porsche.
He does indeed. I did say the Porsche is quite strong around here. The Porsche is actually the car that I've got my fastest lap time around here. So it's a solid race car around here. I was 25s earlier. Oh, shut up, Skunky.
I knew someone would say it. Or do it. Right, what you've just done there, Skunky, let me explain to the viewers at home and to Skunky. What you've done there is, Dan finishes work at 2 p.m. UK time tomorrow. Dan will be on Assetto Corsa from the minute he probably gets in till the end of race 2 tomorrow night, just to get into the 25s now. So you've awoken something inside of him.
I mean, the championship's done for both myself and the team. So what I've actually been doing, I haven't tested the Lexus at all this week. I've not been in it once. I've been in the Porsche, and if you're looking on the time boards as well, we've been having this discussion in the Discord. I've been in the Retia in this week as well. I was in the Retia giving that a go on my old 2 race win car. So yeah, I've actually done next to no laps in the Lexus. So watch out, guys. I'll be coming for you in the Retia.
Ellie goes pole by 1.5 tenths here, then Dan will bang in a 25. You know he will, Mar. He'll be on it all day testing tomorrow when he's back from work, as Dan bangs in a 28.5. Now, I just want to turn our attention back to John Gooday, who we spoke about at the beginning of the season. He's running in the blue and green, not the traditional Greasy Bandits colours this season, in honour of his good dear friend. Now, John was telling me previously in the week, his good dear friend who passed away earlier this year. John was telling me earlier in the week that Donington Park was the first time they'd actually raced together and where they decided to create the Greasy Bandits team. So a very emotional night for this for John. And I tell you what a way to honour his friend Dan by that P2. It was a fantastic drive from John Gooday.
Yeah, it was indeed, and well calculated, and just took his time, and like I said, gave Ellie a bit of a headache towards the end of that race, but brilliantly done. And obviously there was one other thing that we were going to discuss as well about the Donington, especially the FBR event that happened over the weekend. Old Sam had a Larry moment. He definitely had a good practice of the pit entry, didn't he?
So for peace of mind, the FBR server, if you sign up to their stuff, us and FBR do a lot of things together. They did a Sunday shakedown to fall in line with what we was doing in the championship. So away for 2 20-minute races, randomised grid, for you guys to be able to test setups and things and maybe run something a little different. Maybe even run a different car if you wanted to. Sam decides to exit the... Excuse me. Sam exits the final hairpin of Goddard's and decides then to get a little Larry on the loud pedal and peaceful pirouette, if you will, elegantly into the pit lane. And I don't think he hit a wall. I think he just went straight into the pit lane, spinning. What makes it even better is by the time he drove through the pit lane, because he obviously didn't mean to do it, he got a stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
In a race that needed no pit stop.
Me and Dan had a front row seat to that, as did I think Clouden and maybe Michael. It was a fantastic pit entry. Yeah, brilliant.
Eddie's just done a 26.3.
Yeah. 4 tenths quicker than Richie Michelle. Excuse me.
See, Skunky says in the chat now, Dan doesn't know how not to be competitive. I mean, excuse me. But now I've seen that lap time from Ellie, the 26.5 that I think I've done in Alexis might have to be better now, because, I can't have that. Oh, Richie Michelle is now in his gold livery.
Oh, there we go. So he's running it for the final race of the season. We know what happens when you go gold, don't we, Dan? I take you back to Nürburgring in the Albi a few seasons ago.
What are we talking about?
Didn't go well, as Ellie now does a 26.0.
Jeez!
So that pro pace is coming pretty quick as we get to see Luke Saunders come towards the line. He improves to P8, 1.6 off of the pole. And I believe that is Gary Clarble in the slipstream of the gold liveried Lamborghini. It's because all the weight is on the left hand side of his car. Fat bloke, if you didn't get to see it, because I don't think he was there on Sunday, it was majestic from Sam. Beautifully done. If that was on Strictly Come Dancing, that'd be 10s all round.
No, 7 for me.
Ah, alright. 3 10s and a 7 then. I'd have gave it a 10. It was elegant.
I'm that miserable git on the far end.
Here comes Monkey Boy. Great podium for Monkey Boy in the first race this evening, sorry. Real good race for him. And he goes P18. Not got the 1 lap pace as Monkey Boy in that Mercedes, has he?
No.
Saying that neither's John.
No. I think, to be honest, since Ellie's done a 26.0, I said that the pros wouldn't even get near, be close to a 25.9.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, load of rubbish, but what's that? Oh.
Well, John is well off the pace and will not get a lap time in. He clipped the grass coming down the start straight and spanned the car. Not sure why he was on the grass in the straight, but he's down the order P12, so he's going to have one heck of a race to make some time up here. Here comes Richie Michelle in the gold livery out the final corner. And what lap time is he going to put on the board? I wonder. A slight improvement, couple of hundredths, nothing more than that. The 99 of Monkey Boy will then be the next to come to the line and will be the first to finish qualifying here, Dan. So what can he do?
Yeah, what can he do? Sorry, I was just reading through Discord. I didn't even listen to your question then.
just about what he could do really in the on his.
Well, not much, to be honest, not much. He shows some brilliance at times, but majority of the time he's
Yeah.
just yeah. As he comes out of the final corner,
it's a really good
he's
pole.
third from last.
6 seconds.
He stays third from last.
16,000ths of a second.
That's what you get for being a traitor.
I reckon Skunky that is a high possibility that Dan could be ringing in sick tomorrow to get into 24s now. Because if Ellie's a 26.0, Dan's going to want to try and find a 24.9 at least.
I don't think the Lexus could do a 25, to be honest. I don't think it's in it.
You heard that, Skunky. You don't think he's in it. Dan's took 9 out of the 12 pole positions possible. There's 13 poles you can take in a season as Gary Clarble bails on his laps. That's going to be it for qualifying. Ellie, well, every fastest lap, every race win, every pole position. She's been at SimPlay Motorsport in every race she's taken part in. So well done to her in this.
And Gary Leach calls me a sweat.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Good quality.
I can't afford to take a sickie, Skunky. It's Christmas, you know. You definitely can't. Not heard that before. Look, I may have been a bit sketchy at Laguna and then found a setup, and then may have struggled. I can't remember the last one I said I was struggling at. Where was it?
Skunky.
No, where was I struggling?
For 4 years. And what you got to learn with Dan is, after 4 years of racing with Dan, or commentating on Dan, is that the time isn't there, and then all of a sudden on the race day, when he's tested it out for a few hours before the race, then he'll come off, he'll play a bit of Rocket League, or a bit of Grand Theft Auto, a bit of Overwatch, he'll chill out for a few hours, then Mike will join and he'll just have a bit of banter with Mike and tell him how crap he is at times. Then he'll come on and go, I'll just hold my pace back, server will get reset, bang, on my lap times. 4 years I've seen it, Skunky. So whatever he's saying here, I wouldn't listen to him. Because I've seen it all before. PN will have his headset on the floor.
No.
PN will have his headset on the floor because I'll be yelling as Dan gets a 24.9 tomorrow.
There was a drought. There was a drought where when we did move to ACC, I was terrible.
Yes, that's a fair point. That is a fair point.
I never got a single win. I don't think I got many podiums either.
No,
so I blame the Lamborghini Huracan original. I should have picked a better car.
Doesn't help when Fury was your teammate. I was in your boot at Zolder in the Bentley. De Silva was rapid.
10 seconds.
I didn't get to race Ripper.
You didn't get to even race Ripper, no. Obviously, overtaken back in the PS4 days, enjoyed the Bentley as well. So yeah. Look, Dan, whatever Dan's telling you tonight, just take me a pinch of salt, Skunky, because I've seen this all before. What's going off here? He can wob all he wants. He'd make a fantastic politician, Skunky. He could run this country. Honest to God. You gotta take him with a pinch of salt. You know, not get a 25. But struggle to get out the 26s. Bang, lap time tomorrow. You've heard it here first. I'm calling it now. At 9 UK time on the 18th of December 2024, Dan Davis will be a low 25, if not a high 24, in qualifying tomorrow.
You got to be kidding me. At low 25, now you're chatting rubbish.
Qualifying, I've called it. I've just called it. You wait and see. What he's now going to do, Skunky, is he's going to ignore everything we've said, not test, and just wing it.
To be fair, I'm not even going to qualify. I'm going to start from the back.
See what I mean? You got to take him. He's good at the mind games, is Dan.
I told you I was tempted to start from the back.
If he was a boxer in a press conference.
Go setups Lexus Donington Park. What's the lap time they've done on PC? Oh, I've already beaten theirs.
See what I mean? You see what I mean? Skunky, hey, all that GT4 with me and Friedman and O'Reilly and all that. Yeah, we tell you what we're doing and we're honest. With Dan, I'm doing this, but come Thursday, I'll be 2 seconds a lap quicker.
How do they take old hairpin? That's what I'm struggling.
He'll be analysing videos. He'll be watching inch per.
Why does everyone drive in cockpit view? It's the most ridiculous view. You can't see anything.
I bet it's the most realistic view.
Is it rubbish? I was going to say something else then. Oh, so that's what they do there. Okay. Anyway, on to Pro-Am.
That's what they do here. I've just found 7/10 of a second in one corner. Not jot that one down. Right, they're into Melbourne hairpin for the final time on the formation lap. It is Ellie from Richie Michelle. Oh, dear me.
It's a British circuit as well, don't forget that. Hello, Matthew.
I'm still here, sorry, I was having to take a drink. And it's, yeah, good point. And it's a British circuit, so you're bound to take pole and 2 race wins. It will happen, skunky. I'm telling you, honestly. As Mike calls you a sweat, but round Goddard for the final time in the formation lap. Ellie versus Richie Michelle with the Cam Racing team on that second row. I see what you mean about the awful green wheels on that of Stephen Millington's car. And for the final time this season in Pro-Am, we are green and go. And Richie Michelle looks like he gets away pretty just a little bit better than Ellie, but Ellie's managing to do it onto the brakes into turn 1. The Cam Racing boys squeezing each other through that of Redgate Corner. Now towards Hollywood, we drop down to Mirko, Richie and Sam side by side through Hollywood. Now Sam gets through past Mirko at the top of the Craner curves. Lovely move that. John Gooday is also side by side, I believe, with somebody coming through the Craner curves. He's managed to get past Paul Williams, or stay ahead of Paul Williams, who has a little wiggle on the exit. He's now being left behind at the minute out the old hairpin is Paul Williams, as Steve Becknight tried to have a look at the inside of him. Then it's Justin Wintz who's tried to get a good start as well. He's up behind Jamie at the moment, and that is Monkey Boy. Great race 1 in the wall at McLean's race 2.
Good old Monkey Boy doing what Monkey Boy does best. Absolutely bottle it at the start of a race, and away we all go on the first couple of laps here. I was too busy typing up the somehow already the tyre wall was already gone, probably on the formation lap, but Ellie still leading the race at the minute, and I think Richie Michelle has missed his opportunity because he needed to get Ellie napping straight away, and she's just going to extend that gap. Meanwhile, Gary Clarball's gone very deep, and Steve Millington up the end, and there's a complete and utter car park here as Jamie's in the middle of all that as well, looking a bit unstable here tonight, and John Gooday giving in a flash of the lights as well, and Jamie's up the inside.
Gary Clarball's gone off old Sim Racer. Is that old Sim Racer in the roll? Is that Rob Smith? That is old Sim Racer.
Old Sim Racer.
In the wall, but Gary
Clarball
went very deep. Contact with Jamie. He's been in the wars tonight, and now Gary Clarball side by side. In fact, no falls in behind that of John Gooday at the start of lap 2, but Ellie Dan is already, in fact, no, I say she's checking out. She's not really. She's got Richie Michelle still with her. But John Gooday, he's the one to watch now on the back of Jamie. This one's going to be interesting to see indeed. And
yeah, Ellie leading the way. Robert Ramsell sticking with him. Stephen Millington now up into 4th as Mirko Ritchie in P5. Old Sim Racer though, I think, I don't know if he's got going. He's still stopped. I'm not sure why he's still stopped, but yeah. Hopefully he can get that car
great
going.
Run here on John Gooday, down the SimPlay straight, got underneath John on the exit of Coppice. They just come together. John squeezes Clarball, who has to take to
it's the racer's wheel's
chicane.
Disconnected.
Oh right, so maybe the contact with Jamie wasn't intentional, then his wheel is disconnected. Mike said in the chat, as did Tips, and Gary Clarball then loses out a couple of places. John Gooday tries to sneak up the inside of Jamie then through the Melbourne hairpin. As they come up, Jamie will have the inside line on that of Goddard's through the final corner. Jamie comes, John goes wide, looks to get the up and under, can't do so. Jamie well parked. There is old Sim Racer still sat there. Sam is just attacking the back of Mirko Ritchie. Mirko's had a great start here. He's up into 5th, and Ellie just starting to pull away from Richie Michelle now.
He's had a bit of contact, has Mirko Ritchie, with Stephen Millington out the final corner, and that's put Sam right up behind him. But everyone else, Justin Winter has now passed Paul Williams, I think, or he's defending from Paul Williams. He's got a queue of cars behind him and a flash of lights from a couple of the guys behind as well. Oh, wow, Michael's got a snap, and he's gone.
So Michael's gone. That is at the is that
old
the crane?
hairpin.
Oh, the old hairpin. It is. You're right. Just at the bottom of the crane. That's on entry into the old hairpin. So
yeah, he's hit the crane of curves, and as you saw in my little practice session with the non-Lexus and non-Lamborghini, it basically did the exact same thing as that. Richie Michelle again, still stick on the back of Ellie. They've actually gained a little bit of time here. And the other big thing that I forgot to mention as well, Matt, with this circuit is track limits is the problem here.
Huge as John Goodey looks for a move up the inside of Jamie, but it was nearly late. They both end up cutting each part of the chicane, and John Goodey there may have the momentum as Jamie ended up across the gravel. John giving him a flash of the lights. Not sure why. I didn't see anything wrong with that, to be brutally honest with you. I thought it was pretty 50-50 from the pair of them. But Richie Michelle within 4/10 of Ellie. Then that gap opens up to 7/10 as they come across the line. Mirko Richie now getting close to the back of Stephen Willington again. He's dropped Sam. Robert Smith's getting on the back of Luke Saunders. John Goodey, a bit of a twitch out the final corner. Paul Williamson has been overtaken by Stephen Beck this lap, and he's now got Gary Clauble and then DJ Phil and then Playerman for company as well, as Monkey Boy tries to gain in the background. Old Sim Racer, sorry, all wheel disconnection done in for the night. He says that's a shame to lose Old Sim Racer on the final race of the season. Obviously, with that being a technical issue, that will not be looked at by the stewards for a retirement, because that is proven in the Discord as a technical issue as well. Does count as a race start from them, but unlucky there to Old Sim Race, who's had good pace. Gary Clauble, though, now looking to make a move on Paul Williams. Up the inside of the little left-hand kink before the braking zone of McLean's. Now to the outside of McLean's and tucks back in. Paul Williams wise to defend that one.
Yeah, and then just ahead of them, Steve Beck having his own moment through McLean's as well, so they get right onto the rear wing of the BMW, but Paul Williams has gone wide, and once again the grip of the Porsche kicks in, and he's going to be on the outside coming to the S's, but Paul Williams probably will think better of it to fight the position. Yes, he does, and Gary Clauble gains the position, but he's gone deep in the chicane, but manages to pick it up. That was managed very well, but he's a bit slow on exit.
Little slow on exit, little compromise, not as compromised as he would have been though going through the gravel as DJ Phil turns in and goes so deep, misses the corner. Player man, thank you mama for the carrots. DJ Phil up the inside he goes as Richie Michelle just loses a little more time. Still on the back though, Jamie and John Goodey, these are as close as ever. And then there is Justin Winter gaining on the back of the pair of them at the moment. This is the closest fight on the circuit. In fact, no, it's not. That is the DJ. In fact, DJ Phil's just been overtaken, so keep eyes on that. But Jamie and John at the minute, closest battle on the track so far. And what a night's worth of racing this has been.
Luke Saunders and Robert Smith is close together as well, so the two BMWs fighting it out, and Richie Michelle once again has brought the gap back down to Ellie. So the two at the front could possibly be could be Evelyn Fone and could be the leading duo possibly when they go to the Pro Class next season.
Yeah, could be an interesting one to watch in the Pro Class next season as they come in towards the Fogarty S's for the fourth time of asking in this race. Yellow flag, that is obviously for the Old Sim Race. Ellie's got a poor run. Richie Michelle's through, Dan. She's got a horrible run through, and I wonder if she took a bit too much curb and has slowed down maybe, because that is the worst area for the track limits.
Old Sim Racer says it possibly will be terminal for his wheel. I mean, we got the first ever yellow flag throughout for pretty much the whole race. If we had a safety car, I'd probably be deployed right now to get rid of that Ferrari. But it's going to be stranded there, and it's going to be difficult to overtake in that final few corners. But Ellie losing the lead of this race and leading it to the leading gold Lamborghini. But gold has always been a curse. Richie Michelle better be cautious of that. Meanwhile, Robert Smith has now cleared Luke Saunders, and John Goodey has also cleared Jamie.
DJ Phil's just got back past Player Man we've just seen on board there. Good move from DJ Phil. Old Sim Racer Gaza, what do you have as a wheel? Let me know in the chat. I'll reconnect with controller to get rid. Yeah, no worries, Old Sim. As a DJ Phil then up into P15. Pulled a great strategy a few weeks ago, did DJ Phil. And like Dan says, Luke Saunders has now lost out to Robert Smith. And I got a funny message from Luke Saunders in the Discord during the break. Why did I get a 130-second penalty for? Did I miss something? Yes, you missed your pit stop. Luke, make sure you get that 1 litre of fuel in. Although he reckons he did it, so if he's able to...
He went into the pit lane. Yeah. He went into pit lane, so... I mean, I looked at the replay. He did stop for at least 3 seconds, so...
You'll have to see.
Yeah, you have to... You can put a ticket in and try and fight against it.
OF296. I don't even know what that wheel is. That looked like Ellie let Michael through. Yeah, I think so as well. I think she got a slowdown penalty. Michael in the chat with Michael Harris as Richie Michelle leads this race at the moment. Ellie looking to have a clean sweep this evening, the races she's done. And how many races would this be for Ellie?
6.
So far this season. Yeah, 6. And she's taken every pole, every fastest lap and every race win. I'm sure she's going to try that again. John Gooday's already dropped Jamie, by the way. Look at Gary Clauble. Look at his pace tonight. He's got past Stephen Beck. And he's right on the rear of Justin Winter already, Dan. That Porsche, like you said, mighty around this place. And Gary Clauble showing us his skills. What we've not been able to see in pro because of that broken elbow or broken arm, whatever it was last season that he had to have an operation on, that pulled him out of the pro championship. This is the Gary Clauble. I'm not going to say of old because even he will be the first to admit his pace hasn't came back to him since the surgery, but it's great to see him looking fighty and racy out there.
Yeah, definitely so. And like I said, that Porsche mighty round here, and Gary Clauble is looking right on the rear wing of Justin Winter. That's the thing about this Porsche. When it's at the right track, it is probably one of the best cars, if not the best car around the track. But in this case, Gary Clauble is on the move, and once you do get the push in the right window, it is mighty. Not the best in a straight line, but he's on the rear wing of the Ferrari at the minute, looking at the chicane. He's sending it up the inside, and Justin Winter just turns in on him.
Yeah, then Steve Beck and Paul Williams have to take to the gravel. And yeah, I think that is full on Justin Winter there to turn in. Gary Clauble was more than alongside at that stage of the lap, and off he goes. John Gooday now. Yeah, I tell you what, that's 1.4 it says, but Luke Saunders has gone deep at the final hairpin of Goddard's. And John Gooday, he is also looking racy tonight. We said a couple of seasons ago, Dan, didn't we, that John Gooday and that Mercedes looked really, really good. The bob, let's be honest, seems to be the thing that has hampered him in that Mercedes this season. But here, it's great to see John Gooday fighting at the front, where he probably should be, and we all expect him to be.
Yeah, definitely so. And obviously we say that we said the previous season that he was very good in the Mercedes, and he thinks not so. And he came back this season in the Mercedes to kind of prove that he isn't that good in it, or that competitive in it, and he thinks he's better in the Aston Martin or something other than the Mercedes. But obviously next season will be interesting to see if he decides to go back to another option or stick with the Mercedes. I think by the way things sound, he'll probably move away from the Mercedes and try something new, or something that he's tested but hasn't got a lot of running in. Meanwhile, Ellie has just dropped off the back of Richie Michelle.
Yeah, she has at the moment.
Maybe, I'm thinking, is she on her 3 track warnings already?
Possibly so. As John Gooday gets past Luke Saunders, looked like he's had to slow down through the chicane to get rid of a track limit warning. So he's now had to go slow. She's not. Okay, so Ellie is not on her final.
She's not even got one.
She's only got 1 strike. So, yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. We'll have to wait and see then what's happening with the pace there. Mirko Ricci gaining once again to the back of Stephen Millington. What I was going to ask you, Dan, was with John now choosing the Mercedes again, has he had to relearn that car because of the bop?
Not necessarily. I think he probably already got it in hand and knew what he needed to do. It's learning old mistakes and old habits from driving another car.
Yeah.
That's the problem from jumping from car to car. I mean, you stick to one car and you know it, you feel comfortable and you can race it and you know exactly how it's going to react. You've probably done enough laps around most circuits that you can understand where a car is good or bad. Take, for example, me running the Lamborghini. Know it very well. And as soon as I come away from driving the Lamborghini, I move to a front engine car and have to relearn how to drive a car that understeers a lot.
Yeah.
So it does take a bit. As Old Sim Racer has got back into the server, so maybe possibly going to go out and have some fun, at least on track, and try to get some lap times around here in Donington. But that's a massive shame for him.
Yeah,
but at least he's got back in the server. Good
to see, especially if the wheel's working. We've got Justin Winter now on the back of Paul Williams and that of Steve Beck. That was that after the incident with Gary Clauble that he's lost a lot of time. Gary Clauble 17th. Here comes Justin Winter. Great run through the chicane on Paul Williams. Is he going to pull out now to have a look to make a move down in towards the Melbourne hairpin? Yes, he is. Pulls out now, goes up the inside, and that is Justin Winter through. We've also got Michael on the back of DJ Phil, who's possibly going to have a look up the inside and can't do so there.
Sometimes, Gunky, you sound like my dad. Gooday is going to set fire to the Mercedes at the end of the season. How many times has my dad said something about that in Project Cars 2?
There's a Renault on fire. There's a Porsche, I think, on fire. I think you know, there's multiple cars that Kelly set on fire. There was a whole scrapyard, I think, at the Audio Sport workshop.
I thought the Renault was probably the only car that was going to go in a museum because he nearly won a title in it.
Oh no, you're right. Yes, possibly so. What was he in before? The Porsche, I think, was going to go in a bonfire, wasn't it? Kelly's got several cars at the Audio Sport workshop that's out back, and have just, you know, there's just the burnt shell of a car out there. Kelly's decided to destroy as Michael getting a lot sideways there, and DJ Phil across the grass, returns to track across the other grass. That's a little bit dangerous from DJ Phil on the rejoins there. He's got to be careful. One thing, if DJ Phil's listening to this stream, and I'm going to say this now live on stream, and Phil, if you message me, I'm going to tell you the same thing. Get on the wheel. Don't worry about being quick. The pad is costing you more than the wheel. Get off the pad, drive the wheel. Because you seem to be going further backwards than you are forwards on the pad. That's my message to DJ Phil. Skunky's Ginetta got burnt out last night.
Meanwhile, while Kelly Davis is building a scrapyard, he's also building a museum for all my cars to go in next door to it.
Did Scrap Heap Challenge coming back at the Audio Sport factory, isn't it? Eh? But with Kelly Davis's old...
with parts of Renault and Porsche. What can we make out of this?
Yeah. Right, today's challenge
Make a digger. Make a digger with the remains of a Renault, whatever, Renault Sport Series R01, whatever it is, and a Porsche 911.
Oh, dear. Scrap Heap Challenge, what a programme. Paul Williams still under pressure from Justin Winter, and he's just behind his teammate Steve Beck then. So, Old Sim Racer down in 20th place, still in the pits. Monkey Boy's on the back of Rob Smith. Gary Clarble on the back of Player Man as well. So
there's a great three-way fight between Steve Beck and Paul Williams and Justin Winter, another pad runner. And obviously we're saying that DJ Phil should dump the pad and move to steering wheel because we think it will aid him better than it will the pad. But other drivers are very good as pad drivers. Like, for example, Overtaker is a phenomenal pad driver. I take my hat off every time he runs it. Meanwhile, John Goudet, I just looked at his stream, he's right onto the rear wing of Robert Smith, who this season's had a very strange season. Very strange.
Started so strong. The Hurricanes then came to Florida, which put him off for 2 weeks, didn't it? And since then, I don't think we've seen the strong Robert Smith back.
No, I think he just played the strategies better than anybody else, knew what he needed to do, and scored the point. Meanwhile, Paul Williams is attacking Steve Beck. He's going around the outside, going towards Goddard's, but Justin Winter's going to try and go around the outside with it. Oh, they've come together. Steve Beck and Paul Williams have come together. They're teammates as well. We're not at Autumn Park, we're at Donington Park, lads. And Justin Winter now splits the two Stage 2 Motorsport boys.
Oh dear, that was very messy coming through turn one there between Winter, Williams and Beck. It could have been so much worse, but it wasn't to be. But back to Robert Smith, he and John Goudet. John's just dropped off the back a little bit, and John, cracking night tonight. Robert Smith's pace hasn't seemed to improve much throughout the season. Like you say, early stages he had better strategy.
Justin Winter's got Stephen Beck now.
Everybody else's pace down seemed to come better, didn't it, over Robert Smith? He's kind of stayed.
Yeah, he's kind of just... Yeah, he hasn't really shone right through, and he just was struggling just to keep that momentum up from the start of the season. While everyone else improved, he kind of just stayed at a level playing field. Meanwhile, Jamie has joined this fight as Justin Winter's now leading this group of cars. Playerman's just now starting to creep onto the back of him with Michael and Gary Clarble. But the gap to the front is still 1.1. That's come down a little bit, but this is your closest fight as John Goudet still trying to hunt down Robert Smith. But Steve Beck there just deep into the Melbourne hairpin. That gives Justin Winter a chance to pull away.
Hello. Robert Smith was having a look. Sorry, Rob Smith was having a look on DJ Phil. Monkey Boy got past the pair of them. DJ's gone deep. Monkey went deep. Rob Smith's coming back. DJ Phil's twitching all over the place because it looks like he's I think DJ Phil's possibly running the D-pad here. Oh my days, nearly ran deep into Monkey Boy and Rob Smith. And this fight down the back of the pack. Well, Monkey Boy's come out of that with 2 places. Rob Smith has lost a place to what was effectively Monkey Boy now, and DJ Phil, and I just think it's the twitchiness of DJ Phil's car. Look how many times he has to turn that car in. Monkey Boy's dropped the rear. Oh dear. no words after that brilliant race one from
he's had a podium and now he's back at the pack.
Yeah, and he'll know himself that the minute he joins the party afterwards, he's going to be in for a bit of a.
He's not going to join.
He won't join. He won't join at all. As John Gooday now is on the back of Robert Smith once again. Then, really impressed with John Gooday tonight.
Yeah, but we expected this. He seems to like Donington Park. He's learnt a few lessons from a few drivers as well, so he kind of knows how to race this track a little bit. He's not really gained anything on Robert Smith in this part of the race. He just seems to just be lingering there or thereabouts. Can't seem to get any closer. Possibly the dirty air now starting to affect him. Steve Beck's gone very deep at the Melbourne hairpin. Paul Williams goes up the inside, but he'll have then the inside for Goddard's, and Paul Williams now is just going to be on the outside. It's a really awkward corner.
Paul
goes
gave
downhill.
Him such a wide berth there, so they didn't make contact at the same corner. I noticed that time. Paul giving him plenty of room that time to get through. But Jamie and Michael's come to play on this battle now.
They have indeed, and Justin Winters disappeared. He started to pull away from him as well. John Gooday's dropped it.
Oh no! Oh, just as
I just looked at the screen. He's dropped it towards old hairpin.
He's only going to lose the. Wow, God, that's how Luke Saunders was way behind him. He dropped Luke Saunders. He's only lost the one place, but he's got it all to do yet again.
Yeah, he's lost 10 seconds there. Ooh. Excuse me. But Matt, obviously, one thing I was going to come to you about, obviously, what we tend to do every final race of the season is obviously have a quick recap of the season, which we've already done, but obviously go through moments this season as well. And obviously, the first things first is a moment of the season for you. What stands out for these pro-ams? What's the thing that comes to your mind as Gary Carball's attacking player man as they come through Coppice and down towards the S's?
Standout moment this season. Ooh. That's a tricky one. We obviously do this every year. It's Gary Carball. Now
there's
a great run on
there we go.
Playerman.
Yep, done.
And that is a great move done. I think Playerman had a bit of a moment on the exit there, but Gary Carball through. There's a few to talk about in this category, isn't there?
Obviously, guys in the chat as well, if you have a standout moment of the season, I mean, there's honourable mentions. You can do honourable mentions and try and dwindle down to one particular moment. Jamie pretty much pushing Paul Williams out of the final corner as the two McLarens are going at it, and Jamie there, a little bit of a lag spot. He disappeared momentarily as old sim racer has managed to work himself to the end of the pit lane, so I guess he's just trying to deal with wheel problems. But John Goudet has already cleared John Goudet has already cleared Luke Saunders again.
Yeah, he's rapid at the moment. I think one moment for me, Dan, Elliot Suzuka stands out. That overtake Ellie is within 900ths of Richie Michelle. Jeez, we're watching all the other fights and Ellie's really gained on the back. I think Ellie on Richie Michelle at Suzuka, I think that was a cracking fight. Robert Smith's strategy at Bathurst, I think, was a significant moment this season. There's been a fair few things. Stephen Millington coming in late and I think surprising maybe a few people with his pace.
Just a cam racing duo.
The cam racing duo has been fantastic. Michael in the Nissan as well. I've been pleasantly surprised by that Nissan at times. Michael's had a few good races this season in that Nissan.
Yeah, definitely so. Obviously, the one thing that comes to mind for me, and I hope the FBR boys are still in the chat, especially Fat Bloke. Obviously, Matt, you had to be rushed off to hospital, not for yourself, obviously for the missus and the baby that's due soon. Yeah, we had Monza race and Fat Bloke, when we had server issues and I was struggling to sort stuff out, we had a brilliant practice race, if you want to call it, and Fat Bloke was loving life there, and as soon as the server got reset, his racing career kind of just dropped like a stone in water and just sunk to the bottom of the ocean, and from that point onwards he was just the amount of McDonald's references that came out, I was in stitches by the I mean the race was kind of dull and boring from Fat Bloke. His night was terrible for me. That will stick out for me this season, but a fair play to him to keep going, because his night was going from bad to even worse, and that sticks to my mind this season.
I can imagine. I think for me, I think that Michael got a couple of podiums, didn't he? No, he's not been on the podium. He got a couple of fourths, 3 fourth places. Nissan's pleasantly surprised me. You know, an older car, we know it's still got a lot of power, but that's pleasantly surprised me a lot with Michael this season. I think the FBR boys in general, we know Michael are part of the FBR stable. I think the FBR boys all season have had a pretty good year. They've had some torrid times, but I also think they've all had a bit of an improvement year. Paul Williams getting out that Lamborghini into the McLaren seems better. Beck seems better. Sam's seemed to improve his game a bit as well.
Yeah, it's got a key where he didn't pit. He chose not to pit. Oh, that was brilliant night. That was the best night of my life so far.
I'm glad you enjoyed SimPlay this season. Glad you enjoyed SimPlay this season then, Matt, right? Because where would you have been without it this year?
Wait, Justin Winter's dropped behind these guys. I've just noticed this. He was ahead of Steve Beck and he's ended up behind them.
Maybe his own mistake somewhere. Then Carl looks pretty fine. Just wait to see it come down the crane. Let's get a better view. Yeah, Carl looks pretty okay. So maybe just had his own moment somewhere. Just going back to the leaders to watch to see them two. Not really close enough. Michael just a little wide on the exit of Old Hairpin. It was great, and we didn't even get a percentage of anything that Dan said that night.
No, he definitely wasn't loving it. Let's just put it that way.
He wasn't loving it. Richard Beasley racing in the chat. He's probably had a season to forget with everything that happened to the Xbox.
His wallet's definitely gonna have a season to forget. Let's put it that way.
Jamie's round, tapped the curb at McLean's. He's managed to keep it going on the grass. Sorry, that's at Coppice, and he gets back on. He loses out to Michael, and only Michael for the time being. Back to Ellie at the front. Stephen
that all
Millington
started back out in Kyalami, didn't it? The whole
the whole
in Xbox issues. Richie Michelle's gone a little bit wide. He's going to give a chance to Ellie up the run towards McLean's, and you're about to say that Stephen Millington and Mirko Ritchie's pitted, but Ellie right onto the rear wing once again. She has a slide as well.
Big slide through McLean's there. Carried a bit too much speed into it there. Yeah, that was the night where Xbox users couldn't get onto Kyle Army, setting up a new account over Christmas. Hopefully Richard Beasley will be back in that new year, and it'll be great to see Richard Beasley
obviously
back.
due to circumstances that are outside his control. For me, that was the biggest disappointment this season. I would have loved to see what Richard Beasley would have done in the Lexus.
Yeah, that and O'Reilly's wheelbase. As Ellie looks to the outside of the Melbourne hairpin, trying to get the up and under, but she's got to open up that gap there, really, because
Mirko Ritchie's stop was long. Quite long.
He's lost out to John Gooday.
I think he's changed tyres.
Oh, really?
It might have had puncture. It might have been suffering for a punch. We obviously don't know this. Monkey Boy's got damage to the front end of his car. Lovely. And Ellie pretty much pushing the Lamborghini. Obviously, the big, for me, the disappointments in Pro was obviously Beasley and O'Reilly. Obviously, nothing they can do. It's out of their hands. But Beasley and Alexis and what he could have done with that, because Harris started getting the hang of it towards the end of the season. And O'Reilly, just with his consistency, I remember trying to defend from him at Kyalami, and he's just there. He just did not give way. He just stuck to my rear bumper, and definitely something that I definitely missed in the Pro class. Pro-Am.
I think that's great for O'Reilly as well, because it was races like where he'd outdo you. And if you remember last season, O'Reilly was in the Mustang, which came out the weekend of picking a new car. Didn't really do a lot in it, as most of the Mustang drivers didn't. It was very new. But won the last race of the season at Valencia last season out. Tuesday asked him.
Old Sim Racer's got driving. He's working. His wheels working.
Brilliant. Brilliant to see Old Sim Racer on the track. And yeah, for me, I think it was great to see O'Reilly win that race. And then it kind of, we said that, what could he do in the Aston? And I think when he finally got the wheelbase working the first time around, we got to see what O'Reilly could do. Wow, was he on the pace straight away.
He was indeed, and the scary thing was he was consistent with it. But purely focusing on the Pro-Ams at this stage, as the leaders now come through the start of the another lap, and right now I'd strongly start thinking of pitting, because there is loads of lapped cars around them. You've got them going downhill, and I think they're just playing chicken with one another at the minute and waiting for the first one to blink. And at the minute, Richie Michelle, he's just sitting there waiting for Ellie to make the first move, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that indeed. If you were to talk about a driver this season, Dan, who's been the most improved in Pro-Am, obviously we've got the driver poll for anybody in the Discord to have a quick vote on, or to fill out the form
please do that, guys.
The Discord to see who was, best Pro driver, most improved, best Pro-Am driver, most improved favourite car as Ellie gets the upper
Ellie's
under
up the
through
inside.
Coppice. This is a great move, well worked. Richie Michello's going to have the inside line coming down towards the Fogarty S's. Manages to get it done on the break. Ellie wisely just going to wait for Richie Michel. And look at that Richie Michel, touring car S from the Italian. He could be a Fabrizio Giovanardi fan. Gets it stopped at the apex of the chicane.
Who?
And 3-time, 2-time touring car champion in the VXR racing car
Oh, yeah.
of the year.
Not the Honda, then.
No, don't be silly. He came back to drive the Airwaves Ford with Matt Jackson as well.
Anyway,
But yeah,
back
please
to the
fill out
action
the
on
form,
track.
because the form they pit together.
They both pit.
They both pit together, so they're enjoying this fight. The form, please fill it out, because it massively will give us a bit of an insight to what you guys. And you don't even have to be a driver, even if you're just in the Discord. Fill it out and see you can. You also get to vote on commentator, your favourite commentator this season between myself, Dan, PMO Sport, and Yoshi.
Right now, that is a very, very tight competition. Let's just put it that way. It's incredibly tight. Yeah. It's currently going the way of Matt 11, me 3.
Ah,
Yeah,
Yoshi.
incredibly tight. Pien's got 1. Yoshi, I think, has got 1 as well.
Ellie's having a long stop.
That's
Ellie's
tyres.
having a long
She done
stop.
tyres last
Yeah.
time, didn't she?
Tyres again, maybe. Richie Michel has
But
gone.
this
Robert Ramsell is going to jump at Steve Millington might.
Yeah, he will. He will, definitely. This
there he
might
goes.
bite her in the bum, this will. I think this
Well-
might bite her in the bum.
Unlike the other week where she came out just behind Richie Michel, she's now got to pass Millington and Ramsell.
Yeah,
So-
this strategy isn't going to work for her, I don't think.
Not round
Unless
here.
she's put too much fuel.
Not round here.
Interesting.
Very interesting. We'll have to keep our eyes out for that. But yeah, most improved driver from yourself, Dan, Pro-Am.
Paul Williams. Yeah, Paul Williams for me. When he went in that McLaren, he was a lot better in that McLaren. I can't remember what he drove last time. I think it was the Lamborghini. Moving to the McLaren, he's looked a lot more competitive and a lot better in that car, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm going to say Paul Williams for the most improved driver.
I agree with you, but just to be different, I'm going to Mirko Ricci. He's had some cracking races and results this year compared to when you think his last 2 seasons he was running down in the 20th. He's been good this year.
That's very funny, Matthew, because me and you have both filled out the response form. So let's see if we've actually said the correct ones that we actually filled.
I think I went. Sure,
I did put Paul Williams most improved driver. Yourself, I've got to find through now. We've had 22 now, so thank you.
16.
Yeah, so thank you to everyone who has filled it in. Matthew Duffer, most improved driver, and he put Mirko Ricci.
Yeah. I got my team wrong. I put down Richie Corsa, completely forgetting Cam Racing was Pro-Am. Completely forgetting they was Pro-Am, because I would have put them. But yeah, fantastic. See, the last I saw was Benedict Varga, was the last response I saw. It's just been fantastic. It's just great to see what the viewers and you guys think of who it has been so far this season. Looking at Ben's form here, Ben's filled it out. Old Tim Race, the most improved driver for him. I like that. I think that's been brilliant. From him, Richie Corsa, his team of the season. Bentley, the best manufacturer. Ben, I could not agree more. The damn favourite commentator, just because you thrust them, buddies. Suzuki's favourite track. He's thrust them, buddies. As pit stops happening, Playerman has pitted. Where is Luke Saunders? He's done his pit stop this time and he's on the back of Justin Winter down the order. That's within 0.6 of a second. Playerman here, he's filled his out. He's gone Richie Michel for most improved and driver of the season. Team of the season, he's gone Greasy Bandits. Fair play. Lamborghini best manufacturer. He also voted for Dan, so fair enough. Monza his favourite track. DJ Phil, this will be an interesting one. Richie Michel both times. Team Richie Corsa, Lamborghini. He gave it to myself, and Alton Park was his favourite track. If you voted Alton Park, I think some heads need wobbling. Jesus.
There is another one that you need wobbling as well.
Which, yeah, probably Bathurst. Bathurst, wobble your head at that one. Laguna, Snetterton, Suzuka, Kota. There's a few on there actually. Mizano.
Bathurst is winning. Bathurst is winning.
God's sake. Who's this one that I'm looking at? Starlight Barclog himself, and he also went the way of Old Sim Racer for most improved. I can't argue with Old Sim Racer. I think that's a fair enough comment as well.
Yeah, definitely so. Obviously, the most popular series so far has gone the way of the GT4s. Obviously, Pro and Pro-Am. I mean, that's more for a viewing perspective, but the GT4s have been brilliant to watch nonetheless. Endurance, we got hopefully a few things planned for the Endurance next season.
Yep.
A little bit, well, I say a little bit, very more competitive, to say the least. But yeah, like I said, it's nice to see that you guys as viewers, but especially the drivers, who you think in this season has improved the most.
Justin Winter getting a little twitchy on the curve there. Daz Automatic, aka TikTok sensation. He went away as Richie Michelle. He also gave PM the vote for commentator of the year as well. He picked Misano as his favourite track. And then PM, he went the way of Richie Michelle for most improved. And again, to be fair, I could see why people voted Richie Michelle. You think where he was last season, 2 seasons ago, to where he is now. I think that's a fair comment as well.
Yeah, definitely. Benny in the chat, always speaking ill of my home track of the Bathurst boys, aren't you? Hang on a minute. I'm not speaking ill of it.
It was Dan who picked it for this year.
Yeah, it's my favourite track.
This is my pick. This is my pick, a proper race circuit as the pit window comes to an end, then everybody else does stop. Justin Winter very, very deep. And that could allow Luke Saunders through, and it does allow Luke Saunders through.
We start off with the greatest challenge on ACC, tackling the mountain, you know? One of the hardest things to do. You don't race everyone else, you race yourself at the mountain, right? You know?
I'm going off the Senna series. They was on a mountain for Snetterton, apparently.
Yeah, you couldn't be more flat than anywhere else. You could be. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Benny. You know, and I love your pick as well for the new season as a Patreon. And let's not forget about the Patreons. No. A few things we have forgotten to do as we got really into the. Mike says most improved driver Ellie from her hot stint. Now. I've been trying to keep this on the low, but I'm starting to throw a little bit of sus on her a little bit because, you know, her pace in the hot stint is mid-pro-am, but she's now lapping pro in a couple of weeks. It's a little bit sus. I mean, I hope and pray that it is.
She's up the rear of Stephen Millington at the moment, can we just point out as well, by the way. She is right there with Stephen Millington. But I'm just going to go on Ellie, actually, because he looks a little juttery at the moment. While Dan's speaking of the Patreon, bring it up on screen quickly, I hope nothing happens on the track. There is the Patreon, £3 a month, 3 Great British pounds, obviously. I don't know what that is in your currency or other people's currency, as we might just have to cut back. No, she tucks back in behind. You get to reserve a preferred driver number, so whatever driver number you want, whether you're racing or not. As Ellie gets the up and under, we'll cut back to the live action and come back to the Patreon in a moment. She gets the up and under, she's to the outside, down the SimPlay straight, towards the Fogarty S, as we've seen her do this move several times. Can't get clear, though, of Stephen Millington, and he pulls back in and away. Back to the Patreon then. £3 a month gets you to reserve a driver number whether you're racing or not. Priority access to sign up in events. So sign up in events will go out to the Patreons before they are opened live to the general public and drivers in the Discord. You get a track suggestion towards future seasons. Pre-season promo image, obviously if you want one of your choice, and an auto share to your social media link, which has been fantastic. Back to the action we can go. One thing we have also forgot to mention for the final time, and I don't think it's going to, I think now's too late for you to order from Design Manchester for Christmas, but they are the producers of vinyl graphics, laser engraved gifts, mugs, printed clothing and much more, including SimPlay Motorsport merchandise. And what is currently being tested is track layout, so you could have that beautiful Donington Park layout cut out in some nice material ready to go onto your wall. Go over to their Facebook group, their Facebook page. Our link is in the description. As Ellie is all over the back of Millington, looking left, right, each way till Sunday, but cannot get past. Also, check out our other fantastic sponsor, Audio Sport, as Ellie's now got to run out of McLean's up towards Coppice. She comes again as that inside line. Little bit of contact with Stephen Millington. Off goes Millington. Round goes Millington. Ellie carries on her way. Job done for her, but a bit of contact through. As we'll drop back to Steve Becker, Paul Williams. These two have been inseparable tonight. Audio Sport, though, the manufacturers of the VW Transporter T4 audio solutions, and styling products, head over to www.audiosport.co.uk and also check out their Facebook group as well. There then. And this is going to be an interesting one to see. But yeah, join the SimGrid, join the Discord. Obviously, SimGrid will be the place to get your sign-ups in for next season. If you're new or fancy getting involved here, there is a job application
Luke
form.
Saunders has got a good run, on Justin Winter through up towards McLean's. And yeah, Luke Saunders ended up back behind Justin Winter, and Justin Winter under some more pressure once again.
If you do want to get involved, there is a job application form on the Discord server if you'd like to be a commentator, steward, anything you think you can do to help improve at SimPlay Motorsport, and do so, as Michael's on the back of DJ Phil. SimGrid will be the place for sign-ups, and it'll force you to join the Discord. Obviously, you'll have to then go through your hot stint, but we are trying out a new sign-up process for next season, which will just kind of give a bit more responsibility to the drivers and a bit less, on us admins chasing drivers for cars and things like that. Obviously, we will still want your liveries so that John Goodey can keep doing the fantastic reverse grid clips that we get. Drive through for Michael as he goes through the chicane, just gets it on the battle with DJ Phil, so he'll probably serve that straight away. We'll go back to Luke Saunders and Justin Winter. But great to see, Dan. We've had returning faces like Luke Saunders as well this season, obviously part of the Flying Potatoes team of seasons gone by, our AM champion of a few seasons ago as well. It's a bit of a wiggle out of turn one.
Yeah, nice to see him come back. It looks like he's just starting to struggle with the BMW towards the later end of the season. Maybe, hopefully, we might see him return back in it. What has been Justin Winter, another Larry moment there. What car of the season? Obviously, this is the first season we've introduced Bob. What car for you, whether if it's Pro or Pro-Am, that's really shocked you the most? What's been the one car that the Nissan?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Luke Saunders!
Yeah, very tit for tat here between these two at the moment. Coming through Coppice there. Yeah, I'm going to say the Nissan. I think the McLaren hasn't been as strong as I maybe expected. I think the Bop has massively. Luke Saunders nearly into the back of Justin Winter at the Fog TS's. I don't think the McLaren's been as strong as we've seen it in the past, obviously since adding the Bop, but I think the Nissan's been the surprise package.
Fair enough. I think for me, you'd have thought the Bop would have introduced the chances for the Mercedes-Benz to be a little bit more competitive, and it's not been as competitive as we thought it may have been, especially not just in the Pro-Am, but in the Pro as well. For me, if anything, the Ferrari's been the dominant car this season. There's a lot of Ferraris on track, but it's been pretty much one of the cars, if not the car that's always been at the front. Obviously, Lamborghini and Lexus have been top of the championship, but yeah. Ellie's now up the inside of Robert Ramsell as they're now heading towards Goddard's, and Ramsell shutting the door shut on her, making her life very difficult, and she's just dropped Millington and caught Ramsell like he's nothing.
Had that spin, didn't he? I tell you what, though, this is the hardest I think we've seen Ellie work for race wins tonight.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, she's got 10 seconds pretty much to make up to catch Richie Michelle. But she's got to clear cars on the way, and Robert Ramsell is not going to give up this easy. Obviously, the tyres are now going to suffer for the guys who've been out there for the longest. But yeah, it's Ellie's struggling here.
Yeah, she is struggling here as she looks to the outside of Robert Ramsell, coming up through these few little bends that don't really have any name. Obviously, we had a tragic incident there in the British F4s a few seasons ago with Billy Munger. As they come through, a tap on the rear of Robert Ramsell to the outside now of Coppice. Going to look up and under maybe once again. No, thinks better of it. We'll stick with this fight for now. John Goodey's got Sam right behind him, so John fighting hard P6. We will get John in here as well as one of the admins to have a chat with at the end of this one, as well as some of our hopeful podium finishes. As Ellie up the inside at the Fog TS's. Lovely move from Ellie. She moves into P2 and now can hunt after Richie Michelle. So we'll go back to that John and Sam fight at the moment. Yeah, great state to see. Don't forget as well, if you are new to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, the bell to be notified, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're close to 850 subscribers. We're 22 away from that. The goal is next year, I think by the end of next year, we want to be at 1,000 subscribers. I think we could smash that by July, personally. I think we can get there easy. I think the channel is growing so much more. Also, if you are on the Discord, make sure you use the suggestion feedback for anything you'd like to see added, changed, rules looked at, formats, whatever it may be, put a suggestion in and we'll be discussed in the admin meeting in the new year. It's John Gooday goes deep at Melbourne hairpin, and that's going to allow Sam up the inside. And that's a good move from Sam. I think John's actually managed to come out of that side by side still with Sam. And is he still alongside enough? He is. And Sam now goes deep at Goddard's to allow John to have that inside line back. John can't get as good an exit because Sam's there. And Mirko, I think Mirko Ritchie's wheels just died. As Sam comes back up the inside into Redgate, Mirko Ritchie come out at a diagonal angle, slow from Goddard's hairpin, and just trundled onto the grass. I also think his wheel may have just died there. John's giving Sam a flash of light. That's obviously just a touring car tactic of trying to distract him a little bit. Great fighting. But Mirko off, so what a shame. Hopefully that can be sorted. But yeah, you're surprised, Cardan?
I was going to say the Lexus, but I kind of knew what was coming. I think in the hands of Harris, it shot me. Whatever Mirko Ritchie's doing, he needs to get that car stopped ASAP because it's about to roll onto track. And onto the apex as well, so he's going to become a mobile chicane, and this is going to turn nasty in a minute. Ellie's coming to the line. He needs to return back to the pits. He's in the middle of the circuit here.
He might not be able to, Dan. We've just seen
switch to the controller.
Yeah, he's got to do
Get out of the game.
Something has happened here, and I think he's just far enough off the circuit as here comes Monkey Boy and Player Man. He's gone. He's
left. Yeah.
He's left the lobby. I think that is pure equipment failure there. You just saw the way it happened. I think that's pure equipment failure. So again, I don't think I want
Donington Park is killing wheels.
Killed games the other year.
Don't. Let's not discuss that, shall we?
Discuss that. Skunky, you got a dog?
Just for a dog walk.
You want to beat him? Get a dog. So you beat Dan at Donington.
All that just to beat me. Get a dog.
Silly emo guy.
No comment.
So John's got to try and gain on the back of Sam here. He's got the gap down to 7.9. And do you know what? I know All Team Race is 14 laps down, but he did have that problem. He's come back in. I'm going to give him 19th place points, unless Mirko can get back in as well. What a shame.
That was very strange.
It just came out
the
hairpin diagonal and just went straight. Yeah, it just, like, you could see he was turning, then just went straight. And then he's probably died with a little bit of throttle on as it's just rolled and he can't do anything. So he's done the right thing by...
For me, the strange thing is, the strange thing for me is, obviously we've been to Donington Park and there is a slight hill going up towards turn number 1. How his car managed to keep rolling that it kind of surprises me.
Yeah, it's a fair one. Donington is actually... The track doesn't look massively hilly on this game. It's actually a lot worse than what it looked on these games. I think that's the same for every track, though, to be fair. Like, I was very pleasantly surprised by Thruxton, how wide it was, and how actually steep some of the parts of Thruxton was when we went to visit it. My second time, the first time I was very, very young, and I don't remember much of it. Steve Beck and Paul Williams, inseparable today, by the way. They've been together for so long. Playerman's on the back of Monkey Boy. So there's a change for 17th and 18th. Monkey Boy 16 seconds off the back of Michael. Luke Saunders trying to get back onto the rear of Justin Winter. He's very close to Justin Winter.
There's currently a poll out for driver of the day. Obviously, I'm going to do it relatively early this time around because we're going to do driver of the season. I think that's going to be obvious.
I've got mine today. I think he's been brilliant today.
Well, driver of the day?
Yeah.
I think I know where you're going. He's a boss, isn't he?
Yeah.
I
think it's hard to look at him or Sam. I think for me, John or Sam for me is driver of the day, and just for the second place, I think I'm going to give it John because I think he's been brilliant.
Robert Ramsell deserves a shout out because he's been very consistent tonight as well.
Yeah.
Robert Smith stayed under the radar in race 1, and again, same here again. He's just been under the radar, not really making any mistakes or errors.
I've just thought, I wonder what car Rob Smith's going to be in next year. We know what Rob Smith did. He told us earlier in the season. He spins a wheel of names, and I don't know if it's whatever's left or what the first one is out of the hat, but he picks a car out of the hat, and that's what he drives for the season. He's been in an old Ferrari 488. Hats off to him this season. Props to him. I say to this, maybe that could be car of the season. They owed 488. He's had some decent results in it. We're watching Luke Saunders still attack the back of Justin Winter in towards Melbourne. All good so far. Interesting night though at Donington Park. Remember, tomorrow night is the final race of the season in the Pro Series Championships, all done there as well. Myself and Phil Raiden will be bringing you the commentary there for the final time of the season. Obviously we'll get a word from Dan and Mike at the end as well.
Speaking of Rob Smith and his crazy ways of deciding how to pick a car, obviously in the description, in the chat as well, is a link towards Rob Smith's GoFundMe. Obviously, he needs a wheelchair to aid him from backwards to basically move from place to place, and his current one has packed in, and he set up a GoFundMe to try and get himself I believe he set up a part worn or part used wheelchair, and he's trying to run a GoFundMe. So there's the link to his GoFundMe. If you have any spare change at all that you're willing to help him out, then please feel free to go through the GoFundMe through there. I want to make a massive apology, because the other night I said it was old Sim Racer when actually it was Rob Smith. Obviously on the Discord they both come up with different names, Odd and Old, and I got the wrong mixed up. But if you do, like I said, it's the part of the year where we start giving and, you know, helping one another out over the Christmas period, and if you do have any spare change to help him out, then feel free to go to his GoFundMe and help him towards his cause.
Rightly so. Steve Beck on the back of Paul Williams. We're also going to be looking to run a charity, I think a 12-hour race in the new year at some stage.
Bathurst?
Nope. In honour of Paul Williams, I believe, sister-in-law, who was diagnosed with breast cancer. He wants to run a charity event for that as well. So there will be a charity event ran for that one in the new year. Dates and everything will be confirmed. I believe that me, Mike and Dan are going to try and get into a bit of a call with him and some of the FBR guys to sort out an event for that one. Probably going to be something simple like Silverstone or Monza or a track
Bathurst.
like that. Benny doesn't get to pick, neither does Dan with the sounds of it, but Benny a big Bathurst, you know.
Okay, not Bathurst, but what about Mount Panorama?
Reversed. Yes. Ellie's down to 2.7 on the back of Richie Michelle now. He said I'd rather do Bathurst.
For an endurance race, I'd do the Nordschleife.
No, I'd still rather do Bathurst. Mirko Ritchie's got back in, so that's great to see. Hopefully he's going to be able to try and come back in. So that'll put Old Sim Racer down to 20th, and seeing as Mirko has got back in, that'll be 19th place for him. He's a couple of laps down. They're not classed as retirements. They've had problems. They've got back in. I fully respect that from the pair of them. Some stupid comment in the chat now. Keep fighting enough for it, Dan. We may get it. I don't think so somehow, not for a 12. We've just done a 4-hour race there. There was a lot of cars missing, but that was fun, to be fair.
See, you enjoyed it. You enjoyed Bathurst, didn't you?
It's hard not to. I got two second places and 2 race wins there this season, technically. So the problem with the Nordschleife is, the problem with the 12-hour event at Nordschleife and Bathurst is how many people would retire.
I mean, if it's for a charity, I think it's different. We've done a charity event at the Nordschleife, didn't we? You know, I would do it if it's for breast cancer. It's an actual challenge then. I mean, if we do an endurance race on a normal circuit, you might as well just do the endurance championship. But if we're doing,
they're a bit slower and a bit easier to handle.
No, full 24-hour layout, Skunky. Yeah, just do the whole 24 hours. We've done it before.
Yeah, we have.
We've done it before. It's doable. Me and Dad stayed up 36 hours. You know, we used the Ginetta GT3, yeah, and we lost to Andy in the end because a particular cheating git decided to cut half of the track. We won't get that with this, but Yeah, we have done it, and obviously a reminder to the people, we have managed to do a 24-hour race event on Project Cars for Cancer Research in memory of Sabine Schmidt, who was the queen of the Nürburgring. And obviously a lot of us wanted to run the Porsche because that was the car that she won her title in. In the end, I think we managed to raise just over £1,000 towards breast cancer.
I've just gone onto my
research
to find out the link. We raised £1,140, and because of that, Cancer Research added an extra £196.25. So we set a target of 1,500. We reached 76% of that target at just over £1,300 in honour of Cancer Research UK and for Sabine Schmitz. And yeah, it was a fantastic event. We started it on the Friday.
Ellie is right on the rear wing of Richie Michel and pushing him along. And like Skunky said, for the last 5 minutes of this race, he's going to make him sweat. Massive as is Gary Clarkball to Rob Smith, as they've got a group of cars close together. But you fight for the race lead. Ellie is right on the rear wing of Richie Michel.
Drive-through penalty, I've noticed. That's going to hurt him late on this race. Rob Smith has got Luke Saunders, and he's on the back as Ellie then pulls to the outside of the Melbourne hairpin. Going to try and tuck underneath. Richie Michel goes a little deep, manages to stop it and get it turned in and through. And back uphill he comes once again. You know, if the Nordschleife was a track that was discussed, you know, if that's what we used to run, that's what we used to run. You know, like I said, all for a good cause. Justin Winter's got 2 laps to do his drive-through. It is all for a good cause. And details about that event will come out. There will obviously be a driver briefing in certain rules about drivers in the lobby for teams of probably 3 or 4, teams of possibly 3 for an event like that. But yeah, brilliant.
Sorry, man, I momentarily had to close my game because it does this weird thing where it just ditches the sound and just starts crackling in my ear. So
he's at the minute
really
still on the back of Richie Michel. And can't find a way through. Not really had a proper look, I'd say, at the moment. Here's Ellie.
I think as well, Benny in the chat, props to you for doing the 24 hours. Yuck, haha, attempted 12 hour, but I couldn't stay. I'd finished, don't have anyone man enough to co-drive. I'll do it with you, Benny. The nice thing about ACC, and especially with the PS5 and the Xbox version now, we can do driver swaps. It can be done, and service can be maintained and ran properly. So it is doable, which is nice to know now. To be fair, even though it's a complete and utter mess, we had a load of us in the chat together, and it was just a right giggle. Like I said, me and my dad, I went over to his house and we set up the chair, we set up the comms. Myself, Matt, and Kelly pretty much stayed up for 36 hours, and we broadcasted the entire event, which I'm pretty sure is something we would do again. The last time I did that as well with Daytona, I fell asleep, and if you watch that stream, you can hear me snoring. That was the first one, and that was an endurance race that never seemed to get lighter, as Matt forgot to change the time change in that. So we were doing a 24-hour night race.
A few of us put the AI in that night, and even I managed to get a couple of hours kit during that night. My partner at the time managed to do the cameras, but without comms, so he still got broadcast a little bit. But Ellie's really pushing the back of this here. But like we say, we could even set up a team of drivers, team of commentators for 12 hour. It's not going to be too difficult, so it could be, you know, fantastically ran. We look forward to speaking to Paul Williams and some of the FPR boys to sort that event out in the new year and in the coming future.
It's got to be the Nordschleife. I mean, Matt, you know my opinions on the Nordschleife. I mean, I detest it. I think it's, you know, back in the day, you know, whatever, okay, cool, whatever. And I think it's a great, you know, track for people to see how ballsy they are in their own cars. But to do an event on, I think it's the most outdated and most stupid circuit in the entire world.
I think it's like Slinky says there, though, Dan, is you're racing the track in yourself, not the other cars. And that's why it's perfect for an endurance race, because over time that will sort itself out while you battle yourself in the track.
Exactly, yeah, and that's the challenge of the Green Forest. It's or the Hell, the Green Hell. I think it's the Green Hell. Yeah. I think that's the challenge of it. I think if we're going to do a charity event and we want to get serious interest in it and try and raise some serious money, we have to do the Nordschleife and we have to do 24 hours. Let's do this properly. If we're going to do it for breast cancer research, let's do it again. Let's do GT3s around the Nordschleife. Maybe open it up. Maybe let's have GT3s and GT4s. Let's make it interesting.
Oh, well, he's having a look here, Dan. Sorry, as he's coming round the outside of these couple of left-hand kinks. Has she got enough of a run and momentum up towards McLean? She has indeed. And with 1:29 left on the clock, Ellie takes the lead of this race. Already goes on the defensive to Richie Michelle, who comes into Coppice now. And there'll be one lap left after this. And Richie Michelle gets a little slide out of the exit of Coppice and down the straight. And Mike Matthews saying, obviously in response to me running Daytona in the dark, he ran a Spa 2 hours 40 on time progression 2.5. So we actually ran 2 days of Spa in 2 hours 40 minutes.
Dynamic weather. Are you crazy, Skunky?
I'd be well up for that. 100%.
You said you didn't want to do the Nordschleife, and now you just want to make it a death trap.
Oh no, but I mean, if you're going to do it properly, we've got that option to do the weather now. I 100% agree with that.
I think we should stick a BMW M2 out there as well as a safety car.
Again, do you know what? I'd be well up for that.
Leaders on final lap.
It'd be hard to police, but I'd be well up for that. Leader starts the final lap.
Rain starts coming in heavy. Rain starts coming in heavy. Conditions needing to put wet tyres on. Safety car comes out. Backs the pack up.
Let's get somebody to paint the car grey. You can snooze when you're not driving, sunshine. Look, we'll speak with Paul Williams, we'll speak with the guys as Monkey Boy now gets a drive through. Right, good. That continues the form. Every time Monkey Boy has driven Donington Park on ACC, he's always got a drive through penalty. That adds to that list. I wasn't wishing for it, but seeing as he had a poor race too, I was kind of hoping for it a little more. Ellie, though, has done the job. She's had to fight for these race wins tonight. She's got the fastest lap. She's got 4 corners left to go to win this race. Ellie could be a serious contender in Pro next season. And what a chance for her to prove her worth in that Pro category. She goes through the Fogarty-S's. She comes towards... I love the aeroplanes landing in the background at East Midlands, although it's the wrong way around because normally they're taking off from East Midlands Airport, not landing over the circuit. Ellie's the Dan Davies of Pro-Am. I can agree with that comment. She comes into Goddard's now. What, you mean she does no testing, tests on the day and whacks out some really quick lap times. Ellie comes round the final corner, and for the final time, Ellie will take the checkered flag. Richie Michelle will be P2. Great drive from the champion. Robert Ramsell is going to come home for a P3. As Monkey Boy's probably going to finish 18, but Robert Ramsell, what a season it's been for him. Him and Steve Millington, great championship. Robert Ramsell third, Steve Millington into the final couple of corners now. Sam, P5, solid. Oh, Robert Smith's got past John Gooday. Oh no, he did that earlier, apologies. No, he wasn't. Sam was ahead of John Gooday, so John Gooday's lost out to Robert Smith somewhere. But here comes Sam then to the line. Robert Smith is going to take a P6. Great job for Robert Smith. John Gooday, P7. Lovely race from him. Really good tonight. But a bit of a wait back to Paul Williams, who will fill in some other results. DJ Phil finished in 16th place. Paul Williams is coming to line. He's P8. Steve Beck finished down in 10th, a lap down. Old sim racer. Rob Smith in the 296 was P12. Great result for him. Monkey Boy down the order in 18th place. Good result for him. Darren Bell didn't come back into the lobby. Luke Saunders crossed the line in P14. Gary Clarbell crossed the line P11. Lando Norris didn't turn up tonight. Michael crossed the line P15 as Paul Williams comes across the line now. Playerman crossed the line P17. Jamie crossed the line P9.
Go on board a minute with they've stopped now. The greasy bandits are running down the hill together. I love this part at the end of the season. I love seeing the donuts and celebrations. Yeah. You see it in Formula One. I know a lot of people don't like seeing donuts, and the Cam Racing boys, they're doing a celebration-y run right now. I love it. I love this bit of the season, you know.
It's fantastic, and this is what makes the season, really, isn't it? And it really is, you know, fantastic in its own way. We are going to head, though, into the Discord party to get some interviews underway, so we'll be back in a minute.